Hello. Hey, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hang on, Liz. I did it wrong.
Teresa's here. Joe's here. If you've been here before, you know who we are. If not, welcome. We're Knit Night, and we just sit and knit and chat, and we're here. It's Monday, so we're all just getting through it.
Oh, my goodness. It's Tuesday in some parts of the world.
Oh, I forgot. It's in the future, it's Tuesday, so Joe's ahead of us. So
I survived Monday.
She survived Monday.
It's Tuesday. Barely.
So welcome.
Hi, guys.
Alyssa, get in here.
I drove 7 hours back just to see you.
And we appreciate
it. My kid is in the chat, and she needs to be on here.
Yes, she does. Come
and join us.
Did you send her the link? Did you send her the link, Therese?
Come get on here. Show all your crocheting stuff.
Yeah,
that's right.
I did.
Because we're a knit and crochet channel.
Oh my gosh, I've been so distracted by little projects lately.
Like what?
Well, last night I spent a couple of hours in my wool shop. I spent a few hours getting some great yarn together, looking for a Mark Schulberg inspired pattern, because Marky Mark is here at the moment. He's on set today. I have insider trader information, and I thought, how cool would it be to cast on the Mark Schulberg design and then tag him in it at Disney Studios Sydney, where he's currently filming his next movie, I believe directed or produced by Robert Downey Jr. They're all here in town. Kourtney Kardashian turned up this week for the Taylor Swift thing, I'm sure. That's why she was here. They're all here.
How long did it take? 2 minutes? 2 minutes.
So did you come up with
2 minutes without talking about Tay-Tay?
Well,
sorry.
Football season's over, so we won't talk about her quite so much anymore.
I know, but the Swifties are out. The Swifties are out in force. So, yes, back to my wool shop. I was fluffing around. I was thinking Stephen West, Winds Chief, something plain, but with a bit of texture. I found 3 lovely skeins of Ching fibre in really lovely rustic and fern colour green, browns, greens with nubs, doing all the manly things. But I did hesitate because it's a very fine fingering. It's a very lightweight fingering.
Mm-hmm.
And I took it all up to the shed, up to the house, the tin shack I live in. I took it all up to the shack. I threw it all down on my chair. And then I thought, what the heck am I doing getting distracted? I have the Joe Bob's sloppy sweater to get finished on. I have been told I have 3 sweaters to commission.
Ooh, that's awesome.
I finished and blocked this shawl instead. I put it all back. This morning because I'm like, girlfriend, you have sweaters to knit. It's going to be cool soon. Then I ran down to the wool room and I kicked the cats out of the wool room. I'm not happy with this one, just have to say. I'm a bit hesitant, dubious with single skein shawl designs because they're invariably too small or too weird looking. And I only got to section 12 on the Reach for the Stars shawl and I ran out of yarn. I mean, it goes up to 14 or 16 with the border, whatever. And it does say after this section you can cast off at any time. And I was like, well, lucky for me because I'm doing yarn chicken. So I'm not happy with the shape of this one. It's kind of like asymmetrical, but super asymmetrical. So one side goes around your neck only just, and then the other side's long and skinny and wraps around twice. But anyway, I don't know how we're going to do this in the mobile office. Is my setup? Yeah, my setup is it. Are you ready?
Just bring it across the screen.
Okay, ready? This is Supernova by 3 Irish girls, a single skein.
It's and
color. It curls again, which I really don't like that style. Okay, ready? Here we go. And how do you keep your shawls? I roll mine. Here we go. Okay, so here it is. It's all stocking stitch, which is lovely. And then it goes lace. Are you looking, Amy? Amy, look. Goes lace, 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 and there's the end. But that's one long end with the triangle. There you go, with the tip and my hair on the bottom. Good grief. But the other end, so this is sort of the only part of the patterning. Maybe I should sit in the back seat, be a back seat driver. That's the only sort of little short bit. Goes around your neck once with that end, and then long, 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 skinny, long, 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 skinny, skinny, long, long, long. But there you go. And I'll throw it in the back and I'll roll it up later. Show and tell. Nobody else gets a chance. Are you ready for this mammoth one? Hang on.
Yes.
Yep.
We've
This
been waiting for that one.
Oh my God,
That was
puritanical fun. So birds of a feather, 15 foot long. Look,
So
Anne.
pretty.
And it still goes on. And then we get to the tip for the wedge. There's the tip. And then it goes long, 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 3 miles long, 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 long. It's massive. It's massive. No wonder
They
it
like
took
it
me
in the
so.
chat.
No wonder I ran out of
Beautiful.
interest.
It's lovely. I love it.
You love it?
I do.
It's massive.
It's beautiful.
Really
Do.
super
So
okay, with the
pretty.
different textures. Okay, so that one lovingly rolled up. Oh, I really want to show this one. I really want to show this one. Got your sunglasses on?
Yes.
Got your sunglasses on?
No.
Okay, trigger warning for those of you sensitive to neons. Ready? This is the walk in the woods one.
Oh, I like it.
Oh.
Okay, so we
yeah.
start here with the stocking stitch and garter bumps.
I
So
like
the
the
pearl
pop.
bumps. Yep, and then we go along. This is a good size one. This is a good size one.
Is
Like
that
that
green?
one?
That one, that'll be really pretty with all black or all gray. Just with wearing that with a pop.
It's
that
yellow,
green or
fluoro,
black?
yellow, grey
color.
and fluoro yellow.
Okay.
There you
Oh,
go.
so it's kind
See-
of like a
See
steel or
how much I had to block
Yeah.
this out? I really had to move
Color,
those
that's
stitches and
awesome.
block out the mosaic. So that was one of our lovely viewers' suggestions. And yes, great shawl. And do follow the instructions and change needle size for the mosaic. Because as I said last week, blocking this does not match blocking this. So I had a heck of a time. I can tell you I said lots of rude words, but how cool is that? That's a good
Beautiful.
size. A walk
That's
in the
pretty.
woods, good size.
I like that.
I like the pattern. It's pretty.
Oh, and then this monster one. It's only a monster because I
like
did
the
it in
mosaic.
DK, guys. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Exploration station.
Station,
Look,
station.
Abs. I blocked it. Oh my gosh, it's massive. Look, it's massive because
You
I
did
did
DK,
mine.
right?
Yeah, I did DK, so it's huge. It's a great one to keep warm, even though it's got holes. Amy, look.
The holes aren't that bad.
His
So
new one
that's a
has
monster
holes
one.
too.
His new one has holes too.
Very
Yeah.
happy with that one. Oh,
He
see, this
likes
is
holes.
what I'm thinking. Like, where did February go? But February went with me blocking all my shawls and knits for the last few months. This one is the beautiful merino silk hand spun that I bought from the Royal Show, and the fennel, the sweet. So here we go. So
I like
this is
that lace.
This is the best design, guys. If you're looking for a shawl to gift to somebody, this is so easy peasy and so pretty.
Which one?
It
What's
is
the pattern
so
on that?
pretty. This is Woolenberry, Janina Callio,
that's right.
Spring Bloom. I have knit so many of these because it's always getting your interest. You're starting here with this little end and then a bit of lace, garter, tiny bit of lace again, garter, off you go. You could do this all in one colour. It would be beautiful. Or you could do it in multiple colours. This is such a great shawl. And it's a
That
good
really is
size.
Pretty.
It really is. It really is beautiful. Easy to wear. It just looks so elegant with this last bit of lace. That's
I like
a catcher
shawls
for
that
me.
have different patterns.
Textures.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not. I mean,
Yeah,
a
you don't
solid
get
one
bored
color
with
is
it because
pretty,
there's
but
something
no.
new. Yeah.
Exactly.
I blocked the jumper.
Now let's
I have a story about
popsicles.
that, Joe, that you saved me when
I
you talked
saved
about,
you 'cause
yes, when you talked about your
alternating.
color problem.
Yeah.
Well, after that, I went and looked at my cardigan that I was knitting that's almost that same color. And I
Mhm.
looked at it the next morning in daylight and I realized it was way two different colors and I had not caught it. So I had to pull out 6 inches. But I wouldn't have known.
Oh.
I didn't, but because you talked
Ugh.
about that, I checked it. And so I would not have checked it and I would have finished it and then had to pull a whole lot more. So
It was
your
just so
story saved me.
interesting. Seeing it wet, I could see stripes. I could see the 2-line alternating stripes and then the blocks. Now that it's dry, I mean, I can see it, but who is it? Therese says if they're not, riding past you on a
Galloping horse.
Like
Yeah.
horse.
Yeah. I can see the stripes because I know that I've used two different
But you're
colors.
looking for it.
Yeah, I don't know. I think out in the bleak winter light, it would be very
Normie
easy to
See
see.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully they're looking at the top part.
Well,
Hopefully
yeah,
people are
no one's
looking
going to look at the body.
and
It's
not
such
at
a
Yeah, the
pretty
my.
sweater.
models will be seeing that, and they won't be seeing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I won't be doing alternating skeins again, especially in a solid colour. That was too obvious. If it was variegated, it probably would be okay. This is the crepe wool that I was talking about. I'm kind of.
Okay.
I'm happy. Sea Swell.
Oh.
Stephen.
Oh, that's a.
Steve
Oh, yeah.
West.
I need to knit that one too. It's on my list.
So it's got
It's
the
that's
pretty
middle.
in a
pretty.
solid
Center,
color.
Oh.
it's got the center pattern. See that?
I love it. I love it in a solid color. I've only seen it in multicolors before.
Okay, let me show you the actual color.
Yes.
Not solid. This is a rust color with pops of orange. Oh,
Okay.
hard to see. Let me fold it in half.
Okay. I can see them.
Oh, there you go. See the pops
That's
of color?
pretty. Okay.
So it's like a hot dog. I think it's called hot dog or something. It's got pops of orange, pink, orange with
That's
rust.
pretty.
And it looks like a solid back here from a distance.
Yeah. It's not colors you would think to put together, but it works.
It's not colors, and I probably only bought it because it was super cheap and only one ball. I thought, oh, that's interesting. But there's nothing I could really match with this because it is like a coral, maybe a coral with a mustard color. Oh, you could just see it in the different light. There you go. You can see it's got different
Well, it's pretty.
pops of coral. There's coral in there. Look, Amy, coral. That light's
pretty.
terrible. Sorry. So that's another one I blocked. Are you ready? Oh, it might be second last one. Oh my gosh, maybe I did block more than I thought.
I'm enjoying them
So
all,
this
so
is-
it's good for me.
Well, this is all I've done
Yeah.
for February is go through my finished knits or weave in the ends. This one, I don't like the cast on. I hate the little tab cast on. I mean, it does create a bump. There you go. I know it's not very visible to you, but it's to me it stands out like a big set of balls. Odyssey shawl. I should have done this in a size larger. So Hohi, Locatelli,
That one
Odyssey
with the
shawl.
cross stitches.
Free pattern. Oh, it's all folded up. It's a free pattern. Do it on big old needles. Make it really drapey.
It's
My
pretty.
picot edges have folded up because it's been squashed at the bottom of the tub. So it's pretty holy. And that's a nice warm one. I just don't like the tab cast on. And you know, when you look at those patterns with the tab cast on, just read to how many stitches it gets to. It might be 6, it might be 9, and just bloody cast on those stitches and start it there.
Yeah.
Nice flat edge today. You're welcome. Like, who cares if that tiny little inch doesn't have a bit of garter rib on it?
Yeah. I've
Nobody's
never
looking,
understood
but
that. No.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at the bump. So one last one I forgot about. One last one. Oh, Annabelle's here.
She's
That's why I had
the
no
straw.
room in here. Look, Annabelle's here, my assistant.
Oh,
Tomsky have a field day with that. Okay,
I don't think
Annabelle's
he's here.
That's
We're
the
good.
last-
It's good.
Oh, finally, the last one. This is all my knits for my shawls for the last 6 months. That's just a simple triangular shawl. Nicer than the Morticia shawl, I think. There you go. It's got a really pretty edge, a picot edge, and I just made a long piece at the bottom. Looks like a
That's
dragonfly.
Ooh.
Is that fingering?
Like
No,
shots
it could
fired.
be 8 ply.
Yeah, I
It's
know
an
that.
8 ply Italian acrylic wool yarn. So it's just
Pretty.
a straight up and down. You know, I was bored. I just did a straight up and down. I got to the end and I thought, let's do a picot. Okay, that's what I did for February. Oh, speaking of Tabitha, I've got a bone to pick with her.
Uh-oh. What now?
Uh-oh.
So I'm
She's
knitting
probably
this
listening.
reflections.
What's she do now?
Hope so. Listen hard, girlfriend. Well, you know, if it works out, it works out, and I'll shut up about it. But this is my reflections of the mind cowl happening, or a headband for an elephant. I don't know. And I've got to the mini, and you know, before I even got this far, I started questioning how long it's going to be. So it's going to be. Let me alter my cameraman. Hang on, cameraman. Yep. It's going to be too long for me for just one way around, because I don't like them hanging down here. I like them to keep my neck warm. So then I thought, well, maybe after I finish the rest of this mini and I wash it, because it's super wash, it might grow a couple of inches. Oh, there's a cockatoo, sorry. So it might grow a couple of inches. If it doesn't grow a couple of inches so that I can wrap it around twice, it's not going to, it's too long. If I can't wrap it around twice comfortably without strangling myself, and I don't think I'm going to make it. Oh, I might do.
Do you have
I'm
another?
Maybe.
Do you have another
Another
mini that you
colour?
could throw in?
You could
Another
block
color mini?
it a little bigger.
I could block it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
I mean, here I am, relaxed knitter. I'm not a loose woman. I don't know why or how. And, you know, I know there's no gauge in this world of Tabitha's world. Not that I would ever do a gauge swatch anyway. And I'm thinking, did I mishear her say 60 stitches? Is it more stitches? Perhaps I should have done 70 or 80.
No, I think she said 60.
Oh.
I think she said 60. This is this. Oh, for those of you who are joining us for the first time, hello, welcome. I know I talk a lot. This is a murder knit set by Sweet Mountain Yarns. So it's her knit set. So it's her wool. Look, it's her wool. Yeah, Carista Lowe, the sweetest lady in the world. Go visit her website. She's got lots of beautiful things there, and a shop and a bricks and mortar store to visit if you're in, is it Cody?
Yeah, I think Cody, Wyoming.
Cody, Wyoming. Yes. Yep. So if you're ever, you know, driving through, stop and have a look at her wool store. Love this colour. And I even thought, oh, have I got a red that matches, or a deep aubergine and eggplant colour that might match to do another mini? And then I thought, you know what? She's going to hear about this. If I finish this, graft it together, block it to get to a double loop cowl, great. If I don't, I'm frogging them MF, and I'm going to just make my style of cowl. You know how I like the neck warmers? Do 100 and 110, 115 stitches and do maybe 100, 110 and do a neck warmer this way. Okay, so that was my little yarn chicken last night. I was going to stay awake long enough to finish it so I could really give a grief, and then I thought, well, no, it's got a block and it'll still be wet by the morning, because I was up till midnight. But that's what I'm working on. That's the only thing after I finished the Reach for the Stars shawl this week. That's the only thing I've been knitting on. Okay, have a rest. Oh.
What are you knitting on, Therese? Or crocheting on, or
crocheting on? Still not knitting, because still trying to figure out a pattern I want to do. I'm just not wanting to do knitting. So I'm working on my linen stitch shawl.
Ooh.
It's bigger. It's getting bigger.
Oh, I love your colours.
I love that.
You can't see the colors because it's pink. It's like a coral pink.
Yeah.
Pretty though.
Anyway, that's from Lion Brand.
Oh, so did you
Mandala.
mull that? Is that mulled or
it's-
is that a tweed
No,
yarn?
this is the yarn. This is the
Oh
yarn.
wow,
The yarn comes,
that's pretty.
it's Mandala
Nice.
ombre, and it's you can't
Oh, it
see
is
the colors,
too.
That's pretty.
Yeah, yeah.
but it's
How many?
you can't see
How
the
many
color.
skeins?
It's pink and gray, and there's some brown and.
Oh, I thought you'd mulled
This
it.
is the second one. I just started a little while ago.
Mhm.
So I might do all three. I usually don't do giant shawls, but this
Yeah.
is so like blanket
Cozy?
squishy, you know.
Lovely.
Yes.
I love when
Yeah.
they stitch.
Very. Yes, I do too. It's
Really
my
nice.
favorite, I
It's
think.
such a nice stitch.
And then I've been working on granny squares for our friend
Yeah.
Jackie. Well,
Oh, yeah.
you know
right.
what? I like her, so she's my friend. She might think I'm an idiot, but that's okay.
Stalker.
For her,
Oh,
think
you're
you're a
not an
for
idiot.
her
80s.
square because Huey told her to do it, and so that's what she's
That's
doing.
right.
So I did.
Very cool.
These.
Those are pretty.
So working on
Oh,
squares, yeah, and just
You're so clever.
yeah, all crochet mostly. I've been working on this room. I'm trying to get this room to where I can get to the sewing machine and do some sewing. So, I'll get back to the knitting as soon as I find something and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that. So
I hear you.
it'll
Very
come.
cool.
It'll come.
Aw. I have not. I have one
Just in
finished
time for
object.
summer, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Let me see.
It's my my version of my loft cardigan, which the pattern should be
Nice.
out
I
in
like
the
that
next month
color.
or two. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lush, I think, is the colorway from Hedgehog. This is Erin.
Ooh.
The original one I did in Chicken Lady's Silky Base, which is Erin as well. That's in my daughter's size, so she can model it. And then I started it again in worsted to see if the stitch counts will work to do it in worsted, because Erin Waite's harder to find. This is Malabrigo Rios.
It is too.
Because I've been looking for Erin Waite, and it's really tough to find Erin Waite.
Is
Really?
it?
So, well, it's not as common. Not every dyer dyes it.
True.
So-
It's a big
I
investment.
figured, so I wanted to see if it would work in, if the stitch counts work in worsted, and then my son's girlfriend, who's a very tiny little thing, will model it for me. So that's my finished
Oh,
object.
Right.
And then I started my ugly cat shawl for Neil, since he's rewriting the pattern, and I'm doing the small size, and I'm in the middle of a row.
Well,
I-
for him, everything is
Yeah.
a small size, except for what he.
Bone to
Um,
pick. Bone to pick. I said he hated me when he left last week.
He
I'm
didn't.
like, he hates us. He hates me. But I
No, he
think he
doesn't.
owes me editorial
No.
credit as the knitter's critique. I'll knit.
He
No,
does.
I won't even be. I'll be critic. I'll be a critic. I'm just going to do the bones and all. Joe Bob Walton, knitter critic.
Well,
Thank you, Neil.
he's redoing it in 3 sizes, and I'm knitting the small one for
Doing
him,
it.
with a bunch
Oh.
of mini skeins. But I
Can
put
you
it
show
aside
me
right now.
again? Sorry,
Yeah.
how many wedges have you done? Like, how many
I
slithers?
see it.
have you
I
done?
am
See-
let's see.
Oh, if you don't mind.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm on the 6th one.
6.
Tell me what
And
the
this is
yarn
a-
is. Did you say already?
The main gray is Yarn Loving by
Yep.
Lisa. And then the mini
Nice.
skeins
Okay.
are a bunch of different mini skeins from Yarn Cafe Creations. I had a couple
Wow.
sets,
Oh, okay.
so I'm just throwing them together.
Oh, I love those
but
colors.
yeah, they're totally not me colors, so it's kind of fun to do the bright
Yeah.
colors. But it's inspired me to knit more colors for myself. And so the
Mhm.
next thing I cast on is going to be the new Joji Locatelli,
Yeah.
the Milton. Here.
Yeah. With the
Hmm.
different weights,
Um,
different yarns.
the Milton one is this one. This is what I'm going to do next.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
the
she
long-
did it
okay.
in. It's like her
Yeah, different
Elton,
yarns.
but it's
Yeah,
a different.
yeah. I've got.
She She did it in fingering and mohair, but I don't wear mohair here. It's Vegas.
No,
So
duster and fingering, no.
no. So I'm gonna do it in. I'm doing it in sport weight and fingering. So I'm doing. This is the main color. Well, this is the main is the sport weight, and then it's Barbara Deserves Better from Mad Tosh, and that colorway comes in a solid and a speckle. So I'm gonna use the solid for the main and the speckle for the alternate. So it'll still have that effect of thicker and thinner, but
That'll be cool.
It won't be. It won't be mohair because mohair is just too hot here in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Even
That's
in the
what I'm
winter.
thinking, yeah.
So
Very
so
cool.
that's my stuff. So yeah, so I got to get the pattern written up. It's written. I have to finish doing all the math and then type it up and get my graphic artist to do the sketches for me for the schematics and then get it to a tech editor and get it to TestKnit. So that'll be coming up soon, hopefully. But I'm really happy with it. It's like the favorite thing I've designed. So
nice.
I'm very excited. So
and that's
and,
with your latest there, I saw with the mustard one that you're doing, it's probably not mustard, but it looks like that on this end of the camera.
It's called glitter. It's called glitter.
Oh,
is the colorway. It's Malabrigo. Yeah, it's a brown and orange and rust and gold.
So
Malabrigo.
Is that a back shoulder? Is that the back shoulder construction that you've started? So you're starting at the back.
You start and you do one shoulder that goes across the front and the back. Okay. Yeah. And then you put it on hold. And then on the opposite end, you cast on half the number of stitches, and then you pick up the other half number of stitches, and you knit the second side. So this is the neck.
So you're doing the back of the neck, and then the other shoulder.
Yeah. And then you pick up then you knit down to the armhole here.
So are we picking up along the, oh yeah, please. I really like that structure. I
learned it from that pattern I did from Joji Locatelli because I always wanted to do one across the back and I didn't know. And then you knit down to the armhole on both sides and on the back, and then you connect it, and then you just knit it flat.
Okay, so
that has a lot of structure in the shoulders. Yeah,
it does because of the picking up. So you don't have to worry about it's seamless. It's totally seamless. You just because you're picking up a long seam, so it has structure, and you continue the pattern down the sleeves.
Oh, so nice.
But the nice thing is you're doing your front band when you pick up for the sides or for the front pieces, you're knitting the front band too, so there's no finishing.
Good.
So once you finish, once you bind off, you're done. You don't have to do button band or anything.
You don't have to struggle with how many stitches to pick up. It's too loose. It's too tight.
I have all the calculations for the pickup rate.
I do
for
love
everywhere
that.
you have to pick up. It's basically 3 out of 4 stitches everywhere you have to pick up. So it's really easy because they're slip stitches, so they're really easy to see where to pick up. And it's a simple pattern. The flower is so simple to do. It's a 2-row thing, and
good.
I even have a video. I didn't make it, but I found on YouTube the tutorial that people can watch to do the flower. You wrap 3 times when you knit. You go in the knit stitch and you wrap 3 times.
Yeah.
And then you knit the stitch, and on the second row you slip all the loose stitches over, and you slide it back and forth between the needles, wrapping around it.
Cool. Yeah, I've done that before. That's really good. Yeah, it's easy peasy.
But it's a really nice structure because I know a lot of people complain about top down not having enough structure, especially on a heavy piece. And since this is Aran, it does have a lot of structure because you're picking up at seams everywhere.
And then you'll have nice drape after it. Yeah.
It's not blocked, and neither is Riley's. My son's moving out this weekend, and once his room is empty, then I will have space to block everything. So then I can take pictures. And also waiting for the flowers to bloom here. They're just starting to come into bloom, and I thought it'd be nice to do the photos where there were actual flowers.
Yeah, very pretty. I think Michelle from is she now doing let's talk about Michelle. Knit in the Sticks? Knit I don't know. What is Michelle's YouTube now called?
Knitwit,
I don't remember the name
in
of
the
it.
Sticks. Yeah.
Knitwit in the Sticks.
Yeah.
Hi Michelle, if you're ever watching, I did watch you last night. Nitwit
Yeah.
in the sticks.
I saw that there's a new episode. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, I watched it. She's
I was
lovely.
watching. I love watching her. She's so relaxed and fun
Yeah, I
and just
watched it. Yeah.
done with
Super
it. You know, she's
sweet.
doing what she's doing and she doesn't owe anybody any explanation. And she just,
No,
that's what's so cool about her.
No,
She
she's
doesn't feel like
lovely.
she doesn't feel like she has to justify anything to anybody. And that's what's cool. You know, like so many of the podcasters are like,
Oh, I see
it's
what
like
you're saying.
too many of them are apologizing for knitting things or apologizing for buying yarn because it's, you know, capital. It's like, you know what, do your own life. I've read so many different things like on Reddit and other things, you know, overconsumption and, you know, people apologizing for not knitting other things. It's like, you know, knit what you want, buy what you want, and leave people alone.
Okay. Look, even at the end of her podcast,
it would never occur to me to tell somebody.
No.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes, you know, the ones on Reddit are very big on, you know, overconsumption, and it freaks them out when they see somebody's stash because they, you know, start getting the vapors.
Oh, stop. Stop.
It's not me, it's them.
Yeah, I bet you they got skeletons in their closet that they don't want to talk about, okay?
Probably.
They're perfect. No,
Probably.
no, you're not, honey.
Oh, I know.
So
They've got stuff that they don't want to talk about, okay?
I'm sure.
three things I want to say about Michelle then.
Okay.
Three.
One is, the first thing that reminded me of her was, I'm positive that she was knitting maybe the bubble cardigan or something from Stephen West. She was doing something, it was a bubble, and she had so much difficulty because I'm pretty sure, I'm positive it was that shoulder construction where you sort of started on one side, had to move across and then down the other. So I just wanted to say, Michelle, I did watch that episode and I think she got it all sorted, but I remember she felt it was so difficult and so confusing at the time, didn't understand where she was going with it and what was happening. But with yours, because also you got to deal with the bubble thing and whatever the cast on was, but with yours, no, when you can see it in that piece, how you just showed us, and you should photograph it like that so people can see in the instructions. That's great to see how it just starts. There's no confusion. You can see exactly how it should look when you finish that little section at the beginning.
Well, I got it from Hohi Locatelli. So she said that's a basic, you know, sweater technique. So if she put in her post it's basic, then she shouldn't mind if I use it. So
no, that's what I'm saying. I'm sure Stevens used it as well.
The stitch pattern's different, the gauge is different, everything's different. It just, I learned how, it's like, this flower stitch I have been wanting to put in a cardigan pattern for so long, and I haven't been able to figure it out how, because it looks better when it's stretched out a little. So it had to be somewhere on the shoulders or on the front so that it stretches it out so it looks better. If it's just hanging down the back, it just bunches up. And when I knit that ropes and twines, I'm like, it dawned on me, like, this would be perfect for that technique. So
I like it, and I'm really glad you can show everybody that first section, because people read the instructions. It seems like it's a lot, but it's really not when you see how it looks when it's done. Just a smallest section ever.
On this one, because it shows up better, this color with the photos, I've been taking photos on each section for the pattern.
Good. Great.
So that you can see.
So the second thing I wanted to say to Michelle, or about Michelle, is she's so humble, but she's so generous and giving. And I'm sorry for the spoiler, Liz, but with some of her giveaways, she's giving away project bags that she's obviously purchased or been given and is not using at the moment. So instead of having 45 project bags at home, she's giving them away, which I think is really generous and lovely, because you know how it tugs at your heartstrings thinking, oh, I'll keep that one, I might use it one day. No, she's being very practical, and she's also giving away mini skeins that she's caked up. I just thought that's amazing. I mean, why not give away mini skeins? You get in groups of 12 or 6 and there's a color you don't like and you hang on to it forever. But she's so practical and she's so generous that she's giving away those little mini skeins and balls of yarn and leftovers of stellina on a cone that she purchased. She tried it, she didn't like it. And I really wish more knitters were that generous and kind. So I thought that was really lovely, and it shows the character. And the last thing I wanted to say was, as an atheist, I really liked the psalm at the end of her podcast.
Oh,
Why not? I mean, you're saying she's unapologetically herself. I read it again, and I thought that is just lovely, and it had meaning for me. And I just thought, wow, you know, it doesn't matter that I might believe something differently. Not going to ridicule you for your beliefs, and I actually got something out of it. So I want to say thanks.
Take something. You can take something from it. Yeah.
Of course I can.
Yeah.
So I think she's amazing. And if you know, looking for a new podcast to watch, I know she's not probably going to be as prolific as she used to be when, you know, you have somebody else to get together with and chat. But it is worth going back and having a look and watching her older ones.
yeah.
Jump
Definitely.
on it. I think it's
great. They're amazing. Yeah, they're so much fun.
Oh, Therese, I just saw a photo of you. Hang on. Us old ladies in a couple. Oh, here you are. Actually, no, this is Martha Dinsdale from Wensleydale.
Monkey's doing something or what?
No, it's old ladies knitting.
What am I doing?
That's not Therese.
That's us.
No.
I feel like that some days. Most days.
Yeah,
don't
we all?
I feel like her.
Sorry. So
she's probably a little more spry than I am.
No, here's Liz. Here's Liz. Look, there's Liz.
Oh wow! Thanks, Joe.
Oh, you're fancy.
That's how I feel. It's Monday. I was in color. That means you're older.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! I love history. Last week I asked you what is the difference between Guernsey and Gansey, and I did a bit of research because I have all the books. You know, I have all the books, right? I did a bit of research. Okay. Did a bit of research, had the page open and just lost it because I'm an idiot. Okay. So Guernseys are worked in the round to avoid seams. And they're saying that the word Guernsey comes from Guernsey anyway, although the Scottish adopted it as their own. And there's sort of different cast-ons for Channel Island knitting and the English knitting.
Isn't there a Channel Island cast-on?
Yeah, there's a Channel Island cast-on. We've got one of our own. I can send it to you. Fishermen's Guernseys or Ganseys are as they are known in English ports. So Ganseys is the English word, began life in the Channel Islands, hence their name. In Guernsey, fishermen's sweaters were made from Elizabethan times and became quite an extensive trade, particularly to Newfoundland. Although the name was adopted in England, the Channel Island garment is not patterned as the English version so often is, except for the small changes in texture at either side of the chest and above the garter stitch welt. So there's a little bit of difference. But yeah, the word Gansey, I guess perhaps lost in translation, people didn't understand the Guernesian accent and decided that a Guernsey was a Gansey. Similar, same, but different. So I've been, because of Neil, I've been looking through a lot of old books. Yeah, Gansey is considered to be the British derivation of the word. Almost without exception, the Gansey is used to describe the seamen's, as in fishermen's. Lucky Amy's not here. Seamen's seamless pullover, although in Scotland it is an old word that describes any kind of pullover. So a Gansey could be any kind of pullover. I've been doing my research. I've been looking up, possibly people already have these books. Michael Pearson's Traditional Knitting, Ray Compton. I have quite the library, guys. I like this one too. Oh, this book, Neil might have this one. Do you have this one, Neil? It's by the Bishop of Leicester, A History of Hand Knitting, Richard Rutt. And in
I have heard about that book before.
This is a great book. So this book actually has descriptions about the jersey and talks about Gladys Thompson's book, which is called Guernsey and Jersey Patterns. She has a book called Cornish I think it's Cornish Guernseys as well. I've got the Cornish one at home. Cornish Guernseys and Mary Wright. Sorry, so this one actually credits other books about the history, and this says Mary Wright in Cornish Guernseys and knit frocks. And I thought, isn't that a funny word, a knit frock? So anyone in sort of Cornwall, in those seaside, maybe Yorkshire as well, they would be wearing knit frocks. Those blokes, they were knit frocks. So I thought, I've got some old books here, and they're really, really interesting. And I've been watching a little bit, not much, because I haven't had much time. The old Instagram. I saw Neil got all uppity about Black history with knitting, and was saying that history didn't originate in Africa, blah blah blah. And I was this close to jumping on, but I don't want a disagreement with Neil. North Africa, Egypt, and Spain. From what I've been reading in my research, the earliest actual garments and objects that they can find were in North Africa, Egypt. So there you go. So yes, not probably the Africa you're thinking of, South Africa, but North Africa definitely. So many Egyptian weavings and early knitting was then, of course, copied and traded.
I was going to say weaving is in the Bible.
Weaving's in the Bible, yes. And I've been reading back to 641 AD. There's been different, examples shown of knitting textures found, and textiles found all over the world.
They found the weights, the first century weights that they used on the looms.
Yep, for the weaving, for the the fabrics. So, but a lot of it did go straight up through Europe, through North Africa up into Europe. So there's a lot like it said with heading up north, Finland, Sweden. There's some very, very early examples of knitting found in Sweden as well. Norway, Sweden, Iceland, of course, Greenland, the Shetland Islands, the Faroe Islands.
But I think also there's probably India. I feel like every culture has, just like food, like every culture has noodles of some sort. So I feel like, every culture has some sort of woven textiles, whether it's silk in Japan or in China,
And Italy.
Nobody
in Italy.
Who invented whatever. Italy, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of, but from Italy, they're saying that the Italian designs and styles and textiles came from Spain. Spain was even earlier than Italy.
Yeah.
So that's very, very interesting to me. But I have been, reading up about the difference, and there's sort of no difference between the Guernsey and the Guernsey, except, where it actually originated in Guernsey. And all the Cornish Guernseys, all the, the coast of England. What a shame Annie's not awake to come and chat to us. So all of the Cornish fishing ports, they all knitted the same sort of style. It's just a square. It's pretty much, it's not even a long rectangle jumper or sweater. It's just a square, nice and tight and waterproof. So I've really enjoyed that little challenge of trying to one-up Neil and find out some information about the Guernsey versus the Guernsey. But it's lovely because I've got a lot of old books. I've got the Peyton's Story of Hand Knitting, Richard's book, Ray's book, and I've got Gladys Thompson's book at home, and Mary Wright, Mary Thomas. So I'm very lucky to have a bit of a library and to sit down and read the history and look at the Fair Isle patterns and the different lace, like the Shetland lace patterns. It's really lovely. It's really nice. So there you go, nearly feely, all the yarns. There you go. I've been doing some research thanks to Neil. Now that I'm his editor critic. What can my title be? I need to have it official.
I thought you were head of Knit Court.
Oh no, that's Amy.
Knit Court.
She's magistrate of Knit Court.
Oh, Amy's.
Oh no, you're
okay.
right. Amy's
Well, you
Amy's
could be
the
quality
the magistrate.
control or something.
Oh, don't do
You could
that.
be,
Quality control.
Artistic
rather be a-
control. Artistic control.
Artistic control. I'd rather just describe myself how I am. I'm blunt and I'm critical. So I thought, I could be his critic,
And be the
editor,
artistic critic.
observational critic. I mean, how beautiful is Annie's shawl? But how
Oh, I
bloody
know.
huge
There you
is
go.
it?
I know.
It's massive.
Thank God she's doing mohair. Otherwise, that would be way too heavy.
Thank God she's happy to continue with it.
Yeah. Right? She's a
I'm
trooper.
waiting, eagerly waiting. So if you weren't here last week, guys, I made a very innocent comment because I had watched a Stitch in the Sky podcast with our dear friend Annie, who gives a little update about her knitting group. It's lovely, shows us photographs and shows us her projects. And one of her projects is the Ugly Cat Shawl, which I'm pretty sure it has a different name. Isn't it Your Cat is Ugly? Or
No, it's
No.
Ugly Cat Shawl.
No, it's
Ugly Cat Shawl.
Ugly
it's
Cat
oogly.
Shawl. There
It's
you go.
oogly.
I have been watching her progress and I made a very innocent comment that I believed it was too large. It was the wedges were too long in width and that the overall size of the shawl might be too big. And I was just asking for kind of some information about it. And we ended up with Knit Court last week. Go back and watch if you missed us. Knit Court,
be
headed
fair-
by Magistrate Amy. There was a heckler in the crowd, a heckler called Tabitha, who was so enamored with Neil's tips. Neil was gobsmacked. He had no rebuttal. Tabitha was like the public prosecutor going full bangaroo. Poor Neil, upset, left, made his pitiful excuses that he'd already given them to Anne prior to the show. Anne Pinkerver was in on this. So if you know Anne from Politically Incorrect Knitters, go back and watch her last week. She was in on the whole shebang. It was a shit show.
To be fair, Tabitha has been telling him that it's huge for a long time, that his numbers were going to be huge.
I thought I'd caught Tabitha out in a lie. I got really excited because Tabitha said she frogged hers in disgust. She frogged it. And then yet, in a separate conversation on, was it Blocked? Another podcast I watched through the week. She said, "I'll get it out of the cupboard." And I thought, what'd you get out of the cupboard? You frogged it. But I believe she actually cast on a second one.
She did.
Obviously,
She started another one.
Colors.
Yeah.
She did with
I
different
caught
colors.
her out in a fib. I thought her
She's
nose was
not a
growing, but no,
fibber.
it's
No.
normal size.
No.
She's not a fibber.
No.
That's one thing she's not. She's not a fibber. And I will finish
Her
her.
nose will not grow like that
reflection.
shawl.
She is doing the same giant size though.
Is she going to go ahead with that?
Yes, I think so.
Oh.
Just
Well, bless her
okay.
heart.
I know
Nope.
why. I know why.
Nope.
So she can. It's another spite shawl in the making.
Well,
Another
I think
spot
Tara.
shawl.
I think Tara's doing a big
Yes.
size too, and we suggested
Yeah.
to Neil he could take pictures of all of them, post pictures of all of them together. My smaller one, his smaller one, and the bigger ones, and then prove how size inclusive his shawl is.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
And,
Why is it
and a
that
study
everybody
on
in the
gauge.
Study on
Small,
gauge.
medium, and large. There's,
Yeah.
you know what? You get your
Yeah.
money's worth because that pattern is free. You get your money's worth. there.
Exactly.
Amazing. Amazing. And clearly it was gauge free and there was just a little misunderstanding in the directions.
No, he had a
It's a little
gauge.
misunderstanding.
It was a misunderstanding in his counting. It was the
Math
problem.
is hard.
Life is hard. Knitting is hard
Math
sometimes.
is hard. Yes.
Math is hard. Oh no,
Math
he's a
is
math wizard. He's
is.
a
Oh,
math
apparently
wizard.
not.
But no, at the time he did the magazine, he was the
No,
one
I
doing
know.
it all himself, and he was doing all the formatting and everything.
No,
else,
I get it.
so-
No, it's fine. It's fine. I can't.
Look, here.
It's a
Oh, you
great
know what I'll
pattern
do?
though, and it's a fun
I'm thinking
shawl.
of Neil. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to crack a can of baked beans for Neil. Here we go. Here you go, Neil.
You got some
This
toast?
is your
You got some
episode.
toast?
You gonna eat him cold?
Hang on. No, I've got no toast. It's room
No
temperature.
toast.
It's ambient.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Tomato sauce. Here we go, Neil. I've just talked about you at length. I'm having a can of baked beans for my lunch today.
She's like a homeless person. She's in her car.
I'm celebrating my new, straight out of the tin like a savage. I'm celebrating my new honorary position on Blocked magazine as a blocked critic. Blocked critic. There you go. I'm a blocked critic.
Food editor, apparently.
Straight out of the can like a savage, right from the supermarket shelf. Oh, look at this. Look, Amy. Australian baked beans. Look at that. Get that into you. Tomato sauce ones. Okay, I'll shut up for a minute. I'm going to have my baked beans for lunch. And I'm thinking blocked editor. No, not blocked editor. I don't want to be a freaking editor. Blocked critic. Blocked critic.
Yes.
Hey, I could join the woke. I could be the queen of the woke.
Please don't say that.
Please
It's
don't
true,
do that.
they're all so critical.
Then I can't be friends with you.
You can't be friends with me.
No, because you won't want to be friends with me.
That's right. If you were truly woke, you wouldn't want to be friends with us anymore.
All right. I'm not queen of the woke then.
You'd be hate on here just so you could report back to your minions.
Oh,
yeah.
No way.
Minions. You have minions?
My minions. Gosh.
Well, you would need if you're queen. If you were queen of the woke, you'd have to have minions.
Right.
Oh, forget about it then. I was gonna. I could pop on a blue wig
won't fit in your car.
I could bitch about everything. I could pop on a blue wig, and I could talk about
one.
North Africa. Yeah, I have one.
People do like when you dress up for the podcast. That's true.
Yes, it's fun.
Thank you. I try my best.
Heinz.
I was thinking about my messy bun efforts the other day, and I think I'll just chop my hair off. I'm useless at a messy bun.
No.
Yes.
You heard her. No.
I think there was even a YouTube I went past the other night, and it was all about how to do a messy bun. And I thought, wow, I could educate myself. Or
Tabitha told you how to do it.
She's got way more hair than me. And she's a loose woman. I can't be hanging out with her.
We love you, Tabitha.
You eat beans out of a can. I mean,
I'm a savage. I'm from down under.
Oh, the penal colony. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And kill me now. I'm using a banned plastic spoon, so arrest me, officer.
They haven't made those yet here.
Oh, see? I can't even say black market anymore.
Tomorrowland's a different world, Therese.
I know.
I'm offending everybody now. I'm eating baked beans out of a can with a plastic spoon.
Okay.
I don't care. Pick a puppy or what?
I don't care about the plastic spoon. The baked beans out of the can is what's horrifying to me.
That's a little, yeah.
Though, Mike, to be fair, when my husband was driving the truck long haul, he would eat beans and soup right out of the can without heating it. So I get that when you're hungry, but
yeah, it's good. Room temperature's good.
I worked with a girl who, she had a lot of issues, but one of them, the least of it was she would eat SpaghettiOs out of the can. Just sit there at her desk and eat SpaghettiOs out of a can.
Yeah,
cold.
What's wrong with that?
Well, that was the best part of her. So yeah,
saves on washing up. What's wrong with
the best part for?
How are you supposed to have it? Oh, my mum has it. My mum has spaghetti from a can. She heats it up in the fry pan and puts it over the top of a fried egg on a piece of toast. And I'm like, please, not in front of me.
Not in front of me. I've never seen.
That in front of me.
That is not something I've ever seen.
No.
Well,
spaghetti on eggs on toast.
No. I could see if you just threw it on the plate on top of your garlic bread, maybe. But
yes, baked beans
the
on
egg
garlic
kind of throws it off. Oh wow! Knit and Caboodle said they can't even buy plasticware at Costco anymore.
No,
now
you
the wood
can't.
forks, knives, and spoons made of birch wood.
Yep, and
Well,
bamboo.
we
I'm
gotta
not
save
eating
the
it. I'm not
planet
eating
for Tay to fly back and forth.
Or
Listen,
and send her
I am
playing for
going
her
to
boyfriend.
recycle this.
Yeah.
I'm going to wash this and I'm going to use it again. I'm all for
Why not?
recycling.
That's fine.
Why do I have
I've
to
done
have
that
something
before.
that tastes like dirt? I'm not putting that in my mouth, that bamboo crap. Not doing it. But you know what? Because I have my mobile office here, I have all the things. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
I've got
Of course you do.
I've got the
Okay.
I've got the fork. I've got everything. I've got the fork. I've got the forks because I eat here. I've got the knives. I've got the chopsticks.
Yeah.
I've got the straw.
Okay.
The straw cleaner.
Chopsticks. Ooh.
I
Okay,
love
here's
chopsticks.
the thing. I'm all for saving the planet, but what about
Yeah,
the poor
of course.
people who work at the plastic straw factory? What are they going to do when they lose
Right.
their jobs?
They've lost their jobs. I won't be
Yeah.
part of it. I won't be a part of people losing their jobs. I won't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're
Those
going to cut
robots
down
have lost their
trees
jobs.
that make oxygen to,
Well, yeah. Instead of wrapping plastic straws
Right.
in paper, now they have paper straws wrapped in plastic.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And paper
Well,
straws
that's
are
what-
gross.
like the places that you can't have a plastic bag to take your groceries. So you buy lettuce that's in a plastic bag, and you buy cheese that's in plastic, and you buy meat that's in plastic, and you buy chips that are in plastic, but then you can't have a plastic bag to carry it all home. Make it
Crazy.
make sense. Doesn't make
It doesn't.
sense.
It doesn't. Even
And that's why
some
it's bullshit. Sorry.
You know what I saw the other day?
What? What'd you say?
You know how they're all going off about the microplastics being how deadly microplastics are? It turns out they have found them in the earth sediment that were thousands of years before people. They found microplastic.
No.
So it's not man-made necessarily. So
No.
yeah.
Oh. Okay. Wow. I don't know. I mean,
here's my thing.
Some companies are doing really well with eliminating plastics. They have their paper like wrapping for candies and chocolate bars now, but it's still shiny. It's still got some sort of chemical in it that's, that's manufactured. It's not.
Yeah, but if it's paper, you're still cutting down trees to make it. So
it's not
what are you
paper
doing?
as we know it. It's highly glossed, processed paper. So they're still going through processes to make it non-porous. It's still got a coating on it, so it's non-porous to preserve the food. So it's still really bad for the environment. I don't know what we're going to do to help our little animals in the ocean, but I'm sure eliminating a lot of plastics has helped a lot.
Here, this one's for you, Joe.
We can't be the only ones doing it.
I was eating pea salad from the container right out of the deli today in my van. Good for you. Oh, you make me laugh.
I've done that.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's called seasons, and it's called temperature change.
We're twins.
I remember the 70s with global cooling. Remember that? How it was going to end the world?
Oh, we're going to have
another
ice age.
Yeah. Yeah. And then global warming, and now it's just climate change.
But now they changed that name because they don't like that name. Yeah.
And
now
we can
recycle
a lot of plastics now. I mean, a lot of clothing is made from plastics. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you.
There's yarn made from recycled stuff.
Yeah, fully recycled plastics. I don't know how I feel about that. And then I'm sitting here eating something out of a metal tin. Well, I hope they recycle this tin for me. Oh, it's made in New Zealand. Hi, Marie. There you go. Australian baked beans packed for Heinz Company Australia Limited, made in New Zealand. Thanks, Marie. You're awesome.
We should see if we could get Marie on. Annie's
here. That'd
be
fun.
Annie, I'm sorry I forgot to send you the link before. I'm sorry. I realized before we went on I didn't send you the link.
Annie stayed up till midnight.
I fell asleep before I got the link.
Oh no. We were talking about your awesome ugly cat shawl
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
it's
how
good.
pretty it is.
Yeah.
How big it
It's
is.
Love it.
looking grand. It's a grande shawl.
I love your knit news because I feel like I know your friends now. When you have your knit
Oh,
news.
yeah.
And I want to go knit with them and sit and watch them
know.
make lace and everything, and it just feels so comfortable and cozy, and
Oh, that's really
I really
nice.
enjoy it.
I hope that people would when I first started doing it, but I just well, I didn't know whether anybody would, you know. I just hoped that they would see what I
It's
was on about.
awesome.
Oh,
It's awesome. And
They're
Annie's going to be
nice.
on. When is it? March 4th. The Brits are coming. You and Neil
Oh,
from
yeah, yeah,
Blocked and our other
yeah.
British friends are going to be on.
Yeah, yeah.
That'll be
So
fun.
that should
A
be
week
exciting.
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thrifty Chickadee loves your shawl, and we talked
Oh,
about it a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fantastic.
It is.
Beautiful.
I can't imagine
How
how
you
heavy that would be if it wasn't mohair.
yeah, it would have been.
How are you going to wash that thing? You're going to take it down to the ocean, give it a dip to give it a wash every year?
Just land it
Yeah.
out on the beach.
I am
pontoon.
halfway.
Mm.
No.
I'm halfway now.
Oh wow.
Wowee.
That's
So,
so
yeah.
pretty.
Wow. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it's
Um,
beautiful. It is
let's see what I'm
lovely.
doing.
Look at those
Yeah.
colours. Oh, you get all the awards.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
You
beautiful.
do. That's so pretty. That is so pretty.
It's
halfway.
twice as big as you.
It is quite big, yeah. It still fits in a little bag though, because it just
Squishy.
because it's mohair, it just doesn't take up a lot of space.
You're gonna have to run with it behind you to get the whole thing out in a picture because it's gonna be so
That
big.
needs to be
Yeah.
on the front and back cover of Blocked. Up, one up on tab. Front
Going all the
cover,
way
back
across.
cover, one up on tabs.
Just tell him. Just demand
Everybody-
you put it on there. Yeah.
People in
Oh,
chat
it's
love it. And
Yeah.
Nick Caboodle says
It's
your
gorgeous.
mohair stash must have been enormous, Annie.
Yeah, my wool stash is quite big.
That's
Actually, I've got
amazing.
I was on holiday and I bought a fade of mohair.
Ooh.
And I haven't
Yes.
even started with that yet. That's like a box with about 5 or 6 different colours that just fade. And
Ooh.
I haven't even put any of them in it. So
Beautiful.
yeah, it's just scraps.
It's a great pattern, but if you don't want yours as big as Annie's, wait till the new
Just wait.
revised
Just wait.
sizes come
Absolutely
out.
wait,
Because the new-
yeah.
But if you want one that big, go for it because it's
Yeah.
big and fun. So
Well,
they can make
yeah,
it
I
fold,
like it.
make yours the centerfold and have the shawl
Centerfold,
go all the way
yes.
across the centerfold of the magazine.
Neil kept saying,
Ooh, that'd be a
well, I'm
first.
thinking of, he kept saying, I'm thinking of doing a pattern for a bigger one.
What is that? A circus tent?
I said, do you mean a smaller one?
Yeah, because that would be like bigger than a king size bed size.
Ugh. No. No need.
Probably really warm to just put on top of your bed, on top of your quilt.
Lovely.
Sure.
So what have I
Time to
missed?
wrap up.
What all did we talk about? Joe was eating baked beans from a can
With a plastic
Um,
spoon.
with we talked about our different Joe's 1,000 shawls that she's knit in the last 6 months and showed them all off,
Mm-hmm.
which are all
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Show and tell.
She's
And
blocking.
I've been
Indeed,
well.
they're
That's
lovely.
it.
Yeah, your
That's
birds of a feather. I like your birds of a feather.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
pretty.
lovely. It's huge.
That
It's
is long,
massive.
isn't it? It's a long one.
Yeah, it is. Generally, it's not this big, but I used alpaca, so it's grown enormously.
Yeah.
Absolutely grown. And we looked at Ganseys and Guernseys, which are all Guernseys, but anyway, looked at those. Sorry. been doing a little bit of research about really a lot of research about your Cornish knit frocks. I've got to go to Cornwall. Yeah. I want to go to Cornwall and meet the knitting man. He lives at Cornwall.
Yes, he
That's
does.
another podcast I watch.
I've been wanting to go to Cornwall since Poldark and Doc Martin and all those shows.
I've
Yeah.
been wanting to go since the
Broadchurch.
first time I
Yeah.
had real Cornish pasties. That's
Oh yeah.
I've been wanting to go to Cornwall since then.
And nasty pasty. Ugh.
I've been to
No.
Cornwall a few times.
You have?
Yeah.
Is
But
it
you're
beautiful?
north, aren't you? You're north.
Yeah, it takes about well, I think I went from the Manchester area down to Newquay, and
Okay.
it's like 5 or 6 hours or something. No, I worked when I was at university. I did a summer break there at Newquay,
Oh wow.
where it was all happening. In the big hotel on the seafront called the Headland Hotel. And
okay.
it was used in the filming of Roald Dahl's The Witches, the one with Rowan Atkinson, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
The big hotel in that. I worked there for a summer waitressing. It was one of the best summers. It was great, yeah. It was really good. And then
I really
I've been back down with family to different places, various different places in Cornwall.
Hmm. So
I really-
Lovely.
I really liked your
What's-
the sewing you did, your little jumper with the pockets. Annie, that was lovely, by the way.
Yes.
I loved it.
what
Especially
about
the
that?
pockets.
What about that swag? What the?
Which was
Annie? What the with the
What?
armpits, Annie? Annie,
Not-
I
not
didn't
as a
even
pretty-
realise.
Not as a pretty sweater or anything. Joe's going to talk about the arm.
Well, I was going to knit one, but not if it has armhole blowouts like yours. Good grief, woman.
No, I have worn it and worn it and worn it. I didn't even realise, and I'd just been wearing it, and then suddenly realised it had holes. worn it out. What's the sewing with the pocket on? I don't know which one you mean. Something
Oh,
with a
the
pocket
sewing
on.
you did. The sewing you did. On your
Oh yeah, my pinafore.
your
My
pinafore.
pinny.
Yeah, your penny. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
lovely. And I loved those pockets. The little gathered pockets were such a awesome detail to it. So
That was when I had some time. I think it was over winter.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cute.
I've got loads of
Very
fabric.
Mhm.
Just
How
make
do you
some more.
pronounce that jumper? Your air conditioned armhole jumper? Is it a Svig, a Swag, a
Zweig.
Swag? What is it?
Zweig.
Zweig, yeah.
Yeah. It's really good to knit, Zweig. If you've not done one, then I
It's
can highly
Caitlin
recommend
Hunter,
it.
right? Caitlin
Yeah.
Hunter.
Boylan Knitworks. I didn't mention her name, did I? But everybody. You
No, you
Google
did, I
Zweig,
think.
that's what you get. I'm going to
It's a
make
pretty
another one at
sweater.
some point.
I liked the other one you
I've got
had,
some-
with the gorgeous collar detailing. I forget which pattern it was, the woodsy one.
The
What
Di
one?
The
Gilpin
green-
one.
The one,
The cables.
yeah, the one with the big cable
Ah,
on the collar.
yeah,
That's gorgeous.
yeah.
The Di's
I
one.
saw that. I went to one of the wool shows, Yarndale or Woolfest, and I saw it on the stand and thought, oh, that's lovely. And then I was already buying things, and I thought, oh no, I better leave it. And then I bought it all the next year. I waited a whole year to buy the wool and the pattern.
Wow.
And it looks really complicated, but it isn't that.
It's not.
It isn't as bad as it looks. But the back's got I haven't got that one here with me. It's got I-cord, the back.
Oh, okay.
You knit I-cords out from your work and then cross
Yeah.
them over and then join them back into the work higher up,
Oh, okay.
which sounds really complicated, but it wasn't. As I was doing it, it wasn't really.
Well, it's very cool.
Thank you.
But yeah,
I've got a few of Caitlin's patterns I've never knit. I've got the angle, which you could do in your mohair if you had any left. That's just mohair one. She's got some nice patterns, that lady. Oh, the Sunset Highway. I really want to do that one. It's in fingering, isn't it?
Do you know, I haven't seen any of her recent ones. Is that a
No,
more
these are
recent one?
no, that one's old.
These
That
are
was like
old ones
5 years
that I
old,
have
5 or 6 years
bought.
old. Here, let me
Yeah,
pull
I've
Sunset
bought
Highway up.
Sunset
have a
Highway, I
look.
really like in fingering, but I bought all these old patterns and I've put them in a folder, printed them out, put them in a folder, and never made any. So I
Yeah.
really do need to get cracking on some of those because I want to make them for myself. That's probably why I haven't
tend
made
to
them
do that.
for me. I'm last.
Here we are.
Most of my
Angle is
knitting's
good.
for me.
Angle is really
Joe, you
drapey
said-
and just mohair. It's like a looser
Joe,
gauge. It's just mohair.
You said you've got sweater commissions?
I've got 3
get to
sweater
pick the
commissions
pattern?
coming up. Do I
That's
need to
Sunset
what?
Highway.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Annie,
that's
Annie,
Sunset
this is Annie, that's Sunset Highway.
Ah,
Oh, that's
right.
with
I
a
have
speckled
got
body. It's
Sapilla,
fingering.
something called
Sapilla?
Sapilla. I
Sapilla?
have that is part done,
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Why is
it's
it
but
fingering.
I tell
Why
you why
did
it's
you not
part
put-
done,
Yeah, why?
because it's colour work around the cuffs,
Oh,
and which is a bit of a nuisance. I don't really like doing sleeves in the round that much, and then
Mm-mm.
putting colour work in as well. Plus,
mhm.
A lot of people leave the
Um,
sleeve color work out.
yeah, but then you
Yeah.
feel like it's a cop out, isn't it?
Yeah.
But
is
I
a
think
cop
that
out.
my arms are shorter.
I'm here to tell you, it's only a little bit of colour work to do on DPNs or a little circular, and then you're on your way. Blocked critic here. Just ask
No
me. I'll tell
excuses.
you the truth.
It's
excuses.
Excuses.
it's about 30 centimeters of colour work round there.
Suck
And
it
to
up,
work out
buttercup.
where
Not
to
that
start
long.
it.
Your arms
Yeah,
are not.
I
You're
will.
only
I should.
little. You're doing the
Yeah,
smallest
you are
size,
little.
aren't you?
Yeah, it's like
The
knitting a
extra
color work
small.
sock.
I'll do all this
Yeah.
colour work and then I'll have to fold about half of it back up again so that it's not over my hands.
Yeah, I have short arms too. I always have to make my sleeves
Not me.
decrease rate different because
Yeah, I
have
do
shorter
that.
arms.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, I don't worry about what the pattern says usually. I'll just make sleeves however I want them to be, unless, something
I did-
specific.
I could save you all of that hard work. All you need to do is knit Andrea Mowry's patterns. Her sleeves are fucking skin tight. You'd be fine.
know.
They're short and they're skin
They
tight.
are.
No decreases necessary. There you go. Problem solved. You're welcome.
Yeah, her sleeves are tight.
It's like World War II. She must be copying designs from World War II patterns. Her math. Sorry,
Oh, to have
allegedly.
skinny arms.
No, she just skinny arms.
Yeah, but she does tight arms on herself. It's not very flattering, according to me. Blocked critic. Yeah. It's not very flattering
I
at
have
all.
some of her patterns and I just haven't made them. I thought I do have
The
some of her
daily
patterns.
jumper. Or the,
I think
the
we should
what's
make
the
Joe.
latest one?
No, not that
Joe-
one.
I think Joe
It's
should
the
be the
sleeves are too
style
tight.
critic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I could
Style
go with
critic.
that one.
Is it the everyday jumper or something?
Well, I know the
I thought it was
comfort fade sleeves were tight,
the
and
daily.
I did them bigger and long and shorter. 'Cause they were
Mhm.
super long on the comfort
And,
fade.
I have an eye for those kind of details. I look at the photographs, I study them hard, and I think, good grief, look how tight that sleeve is. It wouldn't go over my wrist, let alone get onto my body. So, and then you look at the stripes and you can see she's got black and white stripes, and part of the black stripe is real tight right up under her arm. No, thank you.
No,
That
that's
is
no
not.
good.
I
No,
would be so unhappy.
no.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't like the trend. There's like two trends that go on. One where the armholes are super tight, and then ones that are
Ugh.
like the yoke is down
to
past
your
the elbows,
wrist, or down to
and
your
it's like you
waist,
can't lift your arms, and it's like,
The
can you
old
just meet in the middle and make them a
dolman.
normal lift? 'Cause- yeah, swan shows are pretty, but they're not functional if you can't lift your arms.
Right.
That pattern. Oh, remember when I did the Nanil Chick Swan Show? I did the regular size, and the neck is like this tight, strangling you. And then I did the large size, and that was massive. So now I know. Start with the large size neck, work out the numbers on the smaller pattern, see where the numbers match up, and then knit from there. Then your sleeves won't be so far down to your waist either, because the yoke will be just that little tiny bit shorter.
Well, I think Marie,
Fantastic.
from Marie Busky, she adjusted her sleeves when she knit it. I think she made her shorter, the yoke
Probably,
shorter
yeah.
on hers.
The yoke shorter. Well, that's how you could make the yoke just a little bit shorter by a few rows. We're starting with the larger neck, which is a better for a medium middle-aged woman like me, and then do the smaller size. Match up, find out where you're up to the same stitch numbers, and just match it up to the smaller pattern. That's a great thing. That's a good throw over, like poncho, swan show. But
It is.
big is too big, and small is small fits me well in the body, but the neck is like crazy tight.
Can you pull the neck out?
Oh no,
And then
I
just-
blocked that thing. It was shocking. So no, I gave them both away because it just didn't fit me. The big was way too big. So I'm going to do a regular size one, whatever the small size one is, but with the larger neck. Learned my lesson. Should try it on as a go, right? But I just thought, oh, I'll knit these. They're easy, worsted weight. They go quickly. They look good when they're done, but you got to get the right size. Well, I hope
So
my
how
reflections
do you
in the
recommend how do you recommend fixing Spike?
I was looking at that.
I recommend
Thought,
casting on a new
Oh.
one.
Are you for real going to?
No.
I recommend casting on a new one.
Yeah.
You could pick them up. You could pick them up on DPNs and knit it back into a single, and just like a beanie.
Do you
on
know?
the crown of a beanie.
Yeah, I can see
That's what I
you
would
can
do.
see the stitches.
Yeah, you
So,
can. So you could pick
Yeah,
them
you
up
can see
and
the
do a-
stitches. So I should
Do
be
you
able
have-
to do it.
Well, either that,
Yeah,
do you have more of the
see
yarn?
me.
Because you could always just pick up after the color work and just re-knit it down
No.
if you had more of the yarn.
No, I think most of it's all right. It's just
Yeah, I think it's lovely.
yeah. And
I would
just
honestly start on the outside and make sure you catch all the stitches that you want, and just do a circle, and just decrease to your little nothing. That's really
yeah.
like Make sure you
I
pick
just
up all
wore
those
it so
stitches
much. I
on
have
the
really
outside.
worn it a lot.
Well, then
I
it's gotten
And
used
really-
under
then.
the arm. Nobody's
Yeah,
going to
it's
see a circle under the arm. It'll be like a
one of
diamond
the
under
best.
a Gansey sleeve.
It's one of the best for sure. And that's
It's lovely.
it's
Oh.
fancy
Oh, that's pretty.
stitch
Yeah,
work.
it is.
That's
Pretty
beautiful.
lace.
It's a nice pattern.
Mhm.
It's a nice pattern to do. It wasn't. I have to have
Yeah.
something that's got some interest. I don't like to knit something
Mhm.
that's too plain. But
Yeah,
the
me
interest
too.
keeps me going.
Yeah.
I was a bit
Neil-
tired because last night in the early hours there was the most loud cat meowing I've ever heard.
Uh-oh. Not
Tim,
Millie, is it?
Tim got up. Yeah,
Yeah.
meowing. It was really, really loud. We don't know why. No idea why.
Oh.
But there was one of the chairs, the cover had been pulled off, so I don't know if she'd hurt herself trying to get on a chair because she's a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes she fails getting on a chair. She's all right.
She
just
was
gave
okay,
her
but
something
she was
to
having
eat.
a chat. Oh, gosh.
She was just really loud. I don't know what the dogs thought.
We've had late
Blooming
nights
cat.
too. Dogs have been barking all night because these wallabies have turned up to drink from the house dam. So all these little bush swamp rock wallabies are hanging around, and they're not frightened of the dogs because they know the dogs can't get to them. So the dogs are at the fence line just barking all night for
Oh,
what,
wow.
7 hours until I got up this morning. Yeah, 6.5 hours, 6 hours till I got up this morning. They barked all night.
What
It's
is a
echoing
swamp rock?
across.
What is a
Oh,
swamp
you know,
rock wallaby?
the rock wallabies. So you get the kangaroos are grey. They're the eastern grey kangaroos, so they're quite big and grey, and they go in molts. But the little wallabies are dark, like a granite rock, like a black rock. They're a darker colour and they're smaller. So they're in the long grass, and they don't always travel in families at all. Usually you just see one or two together. And they're all about, come down to the dam to get a drink of water in the middle of the morning.
Okay.
And the dogs, because they're low, the dogs sort of can't see what they are. Probably think they're wombats. They're only small. And there's, oh gosh, yeah, they're dark. See how they get very dark? Well, ours are almost black. Some of them are very, very dark. They look like a beaver fur coat. They're very dark and quite cute, and they're not frightened of the dogs.
There's a black one, Joe.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that's what we've got. So they're at my place, and at the moment there's probably about 15 to 20 roaming around in my front yard, whereas the kangaroos, the big greys, there's about 50 of those. Got about 50 big. There's a big young boy. He's the boss. He stands up to my car. When you drive down the driveway, they usually scatter and come in front of you, and you got to, brake and go slow in case you hit one, but I've never hit one. And this boy, he just stops and stands up nice and tall to challenge me. He's not frightened of anybody. So he's had a few fights. We watched him have a fight the other day in the front paddock with another boy in the front yard. That was pretty funny. They were boxing each other. Really, they don't stop. They just don't stop until they get exhausted. So they were boxing
They're really
and punching.
muscly, aren't they?
Can you promise me that when you get in an argument with him, will you make sure the video camera's going?
Yes, please.
You're going to get in an argument with him.
I'll show you.
I mean, we've seen you driving down your driveway and you show them, but I want to see some actual, stuff.
Funny. Annie, okay, well, I'll do that. They're funny, Annie, because some of them just stand still. They think you can't see them. Like they look like, old tree stumps. So some of them just stand still. So I put my window down as I crawl by and I go, I can see you. And then they take off.
She sent us the video that one time doing that, remember?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So
find that video. I need to see that.
I will do. But he just stands up now. He's getting older. He's only a young boy, be a couple of years old, and he's obviously the stud muffin of the group with his harem. And he stands up big and tall when I go past. He's not frightened. So it's good that he's protecting his mob. He's looking after his ladies. But it's a bit scary. I don't want to get out of the car real close to him because he'll come after me.
No, they are scary. I've seen that video of the one that's got hold of someone's dog.
In the water? Oh, yeah, they grab you. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got big, strong,
Stuck
long
there.
claws. They make a mess of you.
muscles
They make a
on
mess
it.
of your dog. Yeah. They drown the dogs. They get them in the water and drown them.
Yeah. Why?
Terrible.
Because they're so strong, they can hold them under. So they hold them under. Did you?
The guy tackled it, didn't he? A guy tackled it, and it was on a video.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Got his dog back.
I
had crash tackled a kangaroo once, and I didn't do it by myself because I was too frightened. I'm driving along the highway, minding my own business. There's a kangaroo on the road with a bright yellow dog collar round its neck.
What?
And I thought, this is wrong. And I pulled up.
Yeah. Say.
A dog collar. And I'm like, what the heck? And it was tall, not as tall as me, but it was a tall roo, so it was a little bit older. And I thought, if it's got a collar on it, could be tame. It's a rescue, or it's somebody's pet, like it's been tamed. So I pulled up, I got out of the car, made the kids stay in the car, and he moved along into the gully. Dangerous for me, but at least he was off the road. And then two other cars thankfully pulled up. They saw me pulled up and out of my car, walking along the road. So they've pulled up too. And two young blokes got out, and I said, guys, if you help me, we'll catch this guy and take his collar off him because it'll strangle him as he gets bigger. It was tight. So he'd obviously
Okay.
been a rescue or a baby that some idiot put a collar on. So the three of us grabbed him. They grabbed him from behind and he's kicking and carrying on. And I reached in, they got his arms and held his arms down, just like holding down a bloke at a pub in a brawl, you know. And they both got him.
Yeah, because
And they
you do
held
that
his
all the
arms
time.
down so he couldn't punch me. And I took his collar off. And then, because we had hold of him, we lopped him over the fence into somebody's property so he could stay away from the road. And I figured that's where he was. It possibly could be the property that he lives on. And if not, so what? He can jump the fence again and come out if he wants to. Because they go through fences, they break fences, they go under
You're a
fences.
good person, Joe.
and they jump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's my story. I've never before crash tackled a kangaroo, and I was not doing it on my own because I knew I couldn't hold it and get the collar off at the same time.
I'm
So,
just
no, I took
sad
the
that there's
collar-
no video of that.
I'm just
because I
wondering
really
the
want to
stories.
see
I'm
that.
just wondering this other stories her kids know of
Yeah,
Joe and the
no,
wildlife.
Yeah. I mean, it was frightening. It's not something you just run up and go, oh, there's like with people with koalas. Did you see Annie? I think Liz put the video of the drop bear on the Knit Night podcast on Instagram. So if you've
Oh, I
not seen
saw
it, have a
it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
did see it. Yeah.
So people think they're cuddly and cute and want to touch them. And now that one I could have touched. If I had just stood on my tippy toes, I could have touched its butt. And do you think I'm that stupid? No.
I
No.
double dog dare you.
I double dog never in my life. They have claws and they pee on you and they can bite you and have all sorts of horrible mangy diseases. No, thank you. Chlamydia in koalas. No, thank you.
Wait, what?
So,
I have heard about that it's big in koalas.
yeah.
Oh,
No.
no,
No,
never mind. Never mind.
So I'm very respectful. I mean, I had a huge goanna on the road the other day. It was massive. And I had to brake and wait for it to decide to
what?
leave the road. It was on my whole side of the road. It took up the whole lane, a big goanna, big monitor lizard. So I had to
Oh.
stop. And I'm thinking, I hope there's no trucks coming up my ass, up the hill, speeding. So I just stopped, put my hazard lights on, wait for this big old goanna, it's probably 300 years old, to get off the road so I can keep going home. Because that's one hell of a speed hump I don't want to go over.
Sounds like Jurassic Park.
I wanted to pull over off the road, but then he wouldn't leave the road because he was facing my way. So I had to wait for him to leave. I'm tooting a horn, saying lots of rude things. He was not moving. He was sunbaking.
He was not
Nice
impressed
hot
by Joe.
road,
No.
nice tar road to sleep on.
You're not the boss of me, Joe.
No, that's what he was like. Who do you think you are, Joe Bob Walton? You know, no way. Not moving. But the roos are a bit scary. Yeah, roos have attacked people just walking from their tin sheds to their machinery sheds. So I'm like, oh, okay. If I walk to the front gate, I'm past the house yard and gate, and I'm out in the paddock where the sheep and the roos are. So I don't want to be doing that at night unless I'm like drunk and making lots of noise to frighten them away first. Oh, remember when there was a goanna in the tree when I'm walking along the dam wall?
Yeah. You sent us
Yes.
the video.
Which twin do I sacrifice? So I walked on the other side of it and pushed one of the twins over
I remember that.
because it's up the tree. So I had to put someone between me and the goanna in case it thought I was a better looking tree. I'm not brave. There's no brave part at my place. I'm like, you go first.
Hey, both your kids love the wildlife, so
Yeah.
Yeah, they all do. They all do. We had a little bearded dragon lizard the other day. So tiny, little fella, like this big. So
Aw.
cute. A miniature dinosaur, they're like. They're really cute. Anyway, I let them all go free, off into the wild. Go back to your cousins and your mum and your dad. I don't like to keep animals locked up, except Roger. He's a nutcase.
Roger,
What's he up to?
what's up with Roger?
Roger's doing
He's
a
still
lot of talking
alive.
about. Yeah, he's still alive, which is a shock because he's over 2 years now. He should have been dead by now. He's good. He's actually got about 3 feathers on him at the moment. And I poke fun at him and say, oh, what are you getting all dolled up for? Are you going to grow those feathers now?
Poor Roger.
He pulls them out. He pulls his feather out. He's bald, Annie, my bald
So he's
cockatoo.
neurotic. is what
Okay,
you're
here's the thing.
Oh, he is
Does he-
neurotic.
Here's what I was wondering. Do you think he's
Yes.
doing it because he's living in a
Yeah.
house with humans and none of you have feathers, so he's pulling his feathers
Yeah.
out?
Oh,
Yeah, but
he
he
wants
won't
to
wear
be
a
like
jumper.
you.
He will not wear a
'Cause he
jumper if I make one for
he-
him.
He
makes
thinks
me
Millie's
laugh.
his mother, so
Oh, he
Right.
does. And that's the thing. When he was younger, when he was a year old, he was sleeping on Millie's bed, shitting wherever he wanted to be. And he was sleeping with Millie and under the doona. And then she got busy and forgot about him. And he's like back in his cage and he's walking around the lounge room.
Mhm.
And all his feathers just fell out. Everything fell out.
He
and he
was
pulls them.
depressed.
Oh,
Yeah, he needs to get on some Valium, I think. I was asking someone about Valium yesterday. I've never tried it. Oh, that's right. Who drugged their dogs? Oh, that was Michelle on the Nitwit podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh
I've often
no.
thought maybe if I could get him some Valium, he might enjoy it, but then I could also kill him and then that would upset me.
Yeah, because
So now
how
he's-
many milligrams would you give him? He's like tiny.
Give him a
like,
teaspoon. He's not
no,
tiny.
no.
Just give him some
He's
chewable
got a
gummies.
big beard.
Yeah, get him some gummies. Yeah, THC.
No drugs at my house. I might give him a shot of whiskey. That might help him a bit.
There you go.
He's a funny thing. He's getting really cranky and very vocal lately. Yesterday morning, he was going off his bean, and we couldn't make out what he was saying. But the reason why he was getting vocal was because there was a cockatoo in the big tree right outside our front door,
He could hear
and
it.
he was squawking.
Mhm.
Yeah, he was squawking, and Roger was getting hysterical. But
It's
he's funny. He was
territory,
doing that. You know that song "Whip It" in one of Will Smith's kids, Willow or whatever her name is. He was doing that last night. He was whipping it, and then he'd look at you to see if you're watching, and we were laughing, and then he started laughing. And he was whipping it again. He was going bigger and bigger, and Millie kept saying, "If you knock yourself out, it's your own problem. If you hit your head on the cage, it's your own problem." So he was whipping it, and then he'd stop and look at you. And it's funny because, you know what? He just reminds me of how horribly I laugh because I'm there going, ha, 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 and then all of a sudden you hear this really big squeak coming back at me. Sounds like an old witch. Cheeky bugger he is.
Is he still cursing all the time?
Oh, yeah. He's, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah. He does. And when I say to him, I say, "Oh, Roger, use your inside voice. Good boy." And he's going, walking around, and he barks like the dogs now. And then he goes, "Shut up. Shut up."
There's always something going on.
He's just
Your
a mirror
boss
to
out.
my behaviour. But it's lovely because he does go, "Mwah, mwah." And I say,
Aw.
"You're my favourite. You're so lovely."
Yeah.
And I'll walk past and he'll say, "Roger's lovely. I'm so lovely. So you're so lovely." Because
Roger's
you're
your
so
favorite child.
Yeah.
He is. But I
We
wish he
have an
would grow his
African grey. We
Well,
have
you
an
do, a
African
parrot.
grey.
Oh, yes, you do.
Yeah.
I've seen your parrot.
I taught it how
Yeah.
to meow years ago when we had the other cat, and now we've got a cat again. It started meowing again.
Wow.
It just meows at the cat and goes meow. The cat, but it doesn't swear.
Oh, no. Well,
Um,
unfortunately,
She does the Adams
kids
Family.
thought-
Do-do-do-dum, bim, bim. She does that.
Oh,
that's
I have
lovely.
to try and she dances.
Oh, yeah.
If
Well,
you start
Roger
dancing
does.
about, she'll dance. But
Yeah. No. Roger has a disease and his beak actually overgrows and back into his body. So we have to cut it off and it grows really rapidly. So he's got the Pistione disease. He's got the beak and feather disease. All his feathers fall out and he plucks them out. He's completely bald. He looks like he looks like something in the supermarket shelf in the chicken section that's expired 3 months ago. He's got a very pinky purpley
oh,
flesh to him
oh, poor Roger.
and his overgrown
Roger.
beak. He's very hideous, actually, but we love him. And he's not supposed to be alive. He should have died by now. But we keep him going. He likes to have a little Jats cracker every now and again as a treat. And he throws his seed around. He rips up his newspapers.
Yeah, she does that.
He walks around, and if the cat comes near him, he pecks at the cat. And she just rubs herself up on him, and then he pecks at her, and she runs away. He's a bossy little shit. He even, when he was a little fella, he even pulled his claws out. Some of his claws are missing. He really, really tortured himself.
Annie.
My parrot's called Poppy.
Poppy. Oh,
That's lovely.
She's okay. Well, she's my husband's parrot because he went in the pet shop, and as he walked in the door, he got a wolf whistle.
Said I have to have that bird.
So he was quite taken with it.
right?
Oh,
Yeah. God, they're so easy.
How long have you had Annie? Annie, how long have you had Polly for?
Poppy.
Poppy. How long have you had Poppy for?
Yeah, a good few years, about 8 years, something like that.
Wow.
Might be longer.
Oh wow.
She used to be quite unsociable. She's quite near the dining table, and when we used to sit down and have a meal, she'd squawk really loud. But she stopped doing that now. So when we sit down and have a meal, she starts having some of hers as well.
Oh,
So
good.
she's better. She's better than she was. But she has had she had a thing where her beak was blocked. One of her nostrils was blocked.
Yeah.
She had to have
no.
she had to have a little operation on that.
Oh,
You didn't get a pocket knife out and just.
No, I took her to the vet. We have a vet that specializes in birds, and then she had to have better quality food. Sort of, she has these pellets that have got more vitamins and things in them.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they're
Which has
outrageously
helped.
expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's what it is.
Wow.
But yeah,
So
she's
Annie,
okay.
Annie, what are you gonna knit when you're done with your ugly cat shawl?
That's a good question. I don't know. I keep thinking about it though. I don't know exactly. I have got other things to finish.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
but
finishing
is
everything
not
would be
as much
boring.
fun. Yeah.
No, it's not
not
as
as
much
much fun.
fun.
Finishing is boring. Cast awning.
I didn't know I was going to start this, but I'd been looking at it since it was in the magazine, which is over a year ago, isn't it? And I kept thinking, oh, that's so good. It's so different.
It is,
Yeah.
and it's really intuitive once you get going.
Well, it was that other shawl that as well that I had. I thought I was going to use the yarn that I'd got for the one we all did a square for, and then I never finished it. What was it called? Trying to think what it was called. The Stephen West one.
Oh, the shawl. I
I have never made any of his.
keep thinking
Geo Gradient.
Geo-
That was
I
it.
keep thinking Neil's name Swastika. I can't remember what the real name is.
Yeah. Well, I was going to make that, and I thought I'd use that yarn to make something that I'd actually chosen to make rather than something that was a mystery.
Right.
But as it turned out, I decided to go mad with the colours instead. Instead of just having the 4.
Hey, that's the good thing
have been
about
enough.
him. He's very good about telling people to throw in other colors, or he's not one of these designers who expect you to make it the exact way he tells you how to make it until
except
swastika
for
happened.
the
And then
last one.
Yeah. But notice how the pattern for the blanket came out, and the blanket's center square is crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I thought you were supposed to have
Wait,
only
I thought it was
Oh wow, Knitting Caboodles is almost done with the Fiber Fest shawl. That's the new one, I think. That one's pretty.
Wow, that was quick.
Yeah. That's a
that
big
just
shawl.
came out.
That's a pretty shawl.
It is pretty.
Come on and show us. If you've nearly finished it next week, come on and show us. Come and join us.
Yes.
Yeah, send it. Just send me a message and we'll send you a link.
Yeah, for sure.
See it. In your
We should
car.
see if we can get. We should see if we can get
It could be
Marie
in
to
your
come on.
car. in your bathroom. We don't care.
I don't care.
Then we should see if we can get Marie to come on sometime and have Annie on and Joe and Marie, and we'll have like 3 different Commonwealth countries.
Oh my God.
And then
With
we're
us,
the former. We're the former.
Yeah.
So yeah.
We're the ones who led the revolt.
Yeah, we got out.
I know Neil asked for people to ask questions on the Instagram, I guess, for your episode.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of something that will annoy him to ask.
Yeah.
But, like,
So you
what's with
really
the no
don't know
spices?
why we left? I mean, you know.
yeah.
I wonder.
I don't know. I've sat and watched
Just
all the
need-
news and everything tonight, and it's like,
Don't do that.
don't know.
Don't watch the news.
no, I don't
Annie,
normally.
you drink,
It's not good.
coffee, don't you?
I do.
You do. And if you have a cup of tea, do you do tea bags or tea leaves?
Tea bags usually.
Oh.
And do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite tea, or is it just black tea leaves, tea bags?
My
Do you
favorite
do the old chamomile?
tea. Yeah, but my
Hmm.
favorite's licorice, and I have that's tea leaves.
Licorice? I've never heard of licorice tea.
Licorice tea, really nice. Very sweet. It's kind of sweet.
Yeah.
I don't like licorice as a sweet as such,
Hmm.
like black licorice.
No.
But licorice tea's from the root, licorice root.
Yeah, yeah.
Really nice.
And it's supposed to be
Ah.
good for you, right? It's supposed to have
I'm not
I
sure.
like Earl Grey,
properties,
chamomile
you know,
tea.
medicinal.
Mm.
I don't know. Maybe not.
Um,
Maybe not. I
I
don't
like them all. Do you know what
Just
I had
making
today
stuff
for the
up
first
now.
time?
What do you have?
Today I had a white chocolate cream egg.
Ooh.
Where have you been?
Ooh.
Of course. Of course. Yum.
I've never had one before. I like cream eggs, but I'd never had a white one.
A white chocolate
Very
egg with
nice.
the cream in the middle. Yum. Yeah, golly, I like white chocolate. I had white chocolate last night.
Oh,
With
chocolate.
Milo. It's a Milky Bar or something with white
Mm.
chocolate. Milky Way. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
White chocolate is tasty.
Yeah.
All chocolate is tasty. Come on.
No,
True.
no, not all chocolate is created
What do you
equal.
mean?
Your chocolate is bitter. The only good chocolate that came out of the US is a Butterfinger or, a Butterfinger. That's it. That's the only good chocolate you guys
Reese's. Is
have.
Reese's US?
The Reese's
Yes.
cups. I like
Yeah.
Reese's
Yeah,
cups.
I
Yeah.
love a Reese's peanut.
Right.
Yes.
Knit and Caboodle,
Mm.
send
Peanut and
me a
chocolate.
message on Telegram if you're on Telegram or Instagram, and I'll send you a link for next week because I don't
Oh,
have
yeah,
a
look,
link for you
if you're
to
Dodgers.
go
I love
to.
Jamie Dodgers.
Oh, I was going to say, if you're shy, you don't have to show your face, but you do because I want to see what you've made.
Yeah, you got to show it.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah. Come and
Neil
join
hates
us.
American
We're all right.
Oh, just
I'm
Neil
the
hates-
rude one. I'll behave
Neil hates-
myself for a guest. These other ladies
Neil-
are lovely.
Neil hates American
You
chocolate. I
behave
know
yourself.
he criticizes our chocolate a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay, I have
Yeah.
Instagram. All right, just send me a DM on Instagram, and I'll send you a link next week for the podcast,
Yeah.
and you
Just
can show it
5
off.
minutes before, jump on. Come and jump in anytime, actually.
Yeah.
I'm always running
Yeah, like an
late.
hour late.
Yeah, I'm always late.
Have a
Come and
kip on the
jump in.
sofa for an hour and
Yeah,
then
but
join in.
you guys are in the future, so it's different. It doesn't count
Right.
because
Well,
you're in
it's
the
past my
future.
bedtime.
Yeah,
So what you're
Neil's right
making, or have you-
something?
Have
You're
you
Neil
trying
said
did
all
say
that?
Neil did say he would
Hershey.
try to be on next week. So after he does the British thing with you and the others.
Yeah,
I
because we'll
thought
be in the zone.
You'd still
That'll be fun. I hope Adam's internet works because
I know.
that was so
Adam's
sad
Yeah, that
last
was a
time.
shame, wasn't it?
Adam's
And
hilarious.
Adam's such a great guy. Oh, I love him.
He is.
He's a good
He's
guy.
funny.
He is.
So we'll have to think of things to ask you guys
Oh yeah.
that'll, annoy Tomsky and Neil.
Do you
So
ever
be thinking,
eat
Joe Bob,
beans out of the can with a spoon?
in your car.
like things. Yeah, yeah. What?
Do
Or is that
I?
an or is
No.
that an Australian thing?
It's in Australia.
I used to have baked bean sandwiches.
Ugh.
Okay.
Are you for real?
Okay,
Yeah.
Liz, this is why we
Sandwich.
left.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was the beans. It was the baked beans.
It was the baked beans sandwiches.
Don't know.
Okay, this is
Are you-
why we left.
You just mush them up and put some parsley in with them. Drain like a lot of the juice off.
Yeah.
Try it and put it in bread and butter.
Excuse me while I vomit a little bit out of my mouth. Gross.
Therese, Therese, do you actually take your beans and bake them and make
Yeah,
them like,
you guys
with,
do, right?
brown sugar, molasses, and barbecue sauce and all that stuff? Yeah.
You guys
No, I
do
do
it right.
Hawaiian. I put crushed pineapple.
Pineapple?
I've done that
No
too. Pineapple and brown
way.
sugar. hmm
No way.
Yeah.
You put
And you
pineapple
serve
But
it with
in
never in
barbe-
bread, never in a sandwich, never
on pizza.
cold in the car with a plastic spoon. No.
You serve it on cornbread. Or I mean, not cornbread, with cornbread and barbecue.
Well, barbecue, potato salad, coleslaw, macaroni salad, like you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming to your
It's
place
what
for
you do.
barbecue.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
Not a sandwich. No,
No, never had
Yeah,
beans on a
chocolate.
sandwich.
no sandwich.
Yeah.
We're having
Yeah,
sandwiches for dinner tonight because I'm lazy, but oh well.
We have pizza.
No, we're having sandwiches because I don't feel like cooking and I'm here. So and they're
Cool.
adults; they can make sandwiches. Annie, Thrifty Chickadee wants to know. You said to mush them up and put what in the beans? Parsley? Is that what you said?
Parsley, yeah.
Oh,
Parsley.
It was
That's
it was on Blue
interesting.
Peter. It was on a kids' TV show years and years and years ago when I was a kid. They had a competition of the most interesting sandwiches for your packed lunch at school.
Oh, that's interesting.
We
That's
tried
interesting.
that, and it was.
Therese, would
It tastes
you have a
nicer than you
problem
think.
if you brought that to lunch for school? Would you have gotten some comments?
Gosh.
I can't even.
You wouldn't have made it to school. I would have thrown it in the trash can on the way.
Out the window.
I would be
Yeah.
horrified.
My favourite
Yeah.
Oh,
sandwich
look.
is crab stick.
There you go.
Oh, crab stick. I can make Tabitha's adjustable cowl just like that. I'll just put an I-cord on the end of it, on both ends, and
You
just
gotta
put it
twist it.
inside.
Did you twist it? Yeah. Did
Look.
you?
Look at
Oh.
that.
Okay.
It's gauge free and size inclusive for fat heads and skinny heads. I can just put a new design. Bugger, Tabitha. I'm going to make this new design called Joe Bob's adjustable cowl. I'll just put a I-cord on this end. I'll put an I-cord on this end. And look, I'll just fold it into each. Look at that. I'm a bloody
You're a knitting
genius.
designer.
And what? And then just tie up the I-cord.
No,
You
it's just going to
leave
stay
it.
there, isn't it? It's adjustable,
need
depending
to
on my
write it up.
mood and my fashion.
You
Quick,
need to
write
write it up and
60
put it
stitches.
up for sale for $9.
Tabitha hasn't posted
Look
in
at
the
that.
chat. I'm not sure if she's watching us live, so I'm
I
sure
don't
we'll hear
think she
something
is.
tomorrow when she watches it back.
I think
Stitch
we'd
it,
have known
don't
by
care.
now.
See, I said it here first. I did it here first. Look at that,
Write
my
this down.
adjustable cowl.
Joe, nobody
Write
is
this down.
disputing that
Listen,
at all.
Look at that. Neil can put me on the inside back cover. Don't give a shit. So I'm pretty
Will you wear your blue wig for the picture?
absolutely. Absolutely. Won't
Well,
that be confusing?
Will you have your
That's
picture
it,
of the
that's-
queen with it too?
Oh, with the queen, yes. Or you have a Diana bag, right? You should
Yeah.
put
You're
your
carrying your Diana bag. And your Yeah, I'm looking forward to the photo shoot, Joe Bob.
Oh yeah.
That will be lovely.
There you go. I fixed it.
Make sure
I
you leave
fixed
room
it.
for the
Oh,
logo.
please don't say you fixed it because I don't want to hear
I
stuff.
fixed it.
No, there's
Fixed
nothing
it.
wrong with it. It was fine. It wasn't broken.
You
What
just
the fuck is
adapted it.
this then?
She enhanced it.
Look.
She adapted.
Look
She
how long
enhanced.
it is.
Creative
Look.
license.
Yes. Yes. She took artistic. Yeah.
It could just be an arm warmer.
Sleeve. It's a sleeve
It could be an
For
arm
a-
warmer.
for a Dr. Seuss character. Yeah.
You go, Tabs.
Horton
Okay,
hatches a
my
sleeve.
adjustable
What?
cowl.
Well,
Yeah.
Horton's an elephant. He can put it over his trunk.
Right.
Horton.
Right.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Horton.
Well, you've
That's
just
not
made
getting
him a
Yeah,
nose
yeah, yeah.
warmer. Yeah.
Yeah, for the record, Tabitha, Therese and I did not.
No.
We're adamant about the fact we did not think it needs to be fixed.
We did not.
So-
Nope. Nope. It's perfect
all
the way
Joe
it
Bob.
is.
Yeah, you cowards. You cowards.
Not cowards. We just don't
Cowards.
want to get in the middle of it.
Mm. Uh-uh.
Well, that's what it is. In the middle of it. What a great name. In the middle of it. Yeah, in the middle of it. There you go.
I love it.
In the middle of
Oh my
Tabs.
goodness.
What
In
a
the
great
middle of it.
design. Look at that. That's what it's
It
going to
looks-
be.
In the middle
Why
of
would
it.
I want to block the shape out of it in my perfect stitches? Look at that. In the middle of it.
Yeah.
Joe Bob Walton's design. Look at that. Can be anywhere. Don't need buttons.
Oh yeah.
Small children will not choke.
No.
I like that. Yeah, I'm great. I'm great with that. I'm cool with that. I'll just do an I-cord on both ends, and then someone will ask me, what the heck is that? I'll say in the middle of it.
Nobody's gonna ask that, but yeah, that's a good name.
Nobody's going to ask because they're going to see that it's a design feature. What a great garment accessory designer I am.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Rip off Tabitha. I want 5 cents a pattern. I'll be richer than Tabitha. 5 cents. Cheapest pattern on Ravelry.
I believe the cheapest pattern on Ravelry is free, but
No.
It's
That's
the
what I
cheapest
mean.
paid
Fine.
pattern.
The
cheapest paid pattern.
pattern.
Excuse me. I stand corrected.
My
It's the cheapest paid pattern.
all my
Not right
labor.
now.
What is
All
that
my
after?
emotional
What is
labor.
that after VAT tax or whatever? Then it's negative. You actually owe the designer
Right.
money.
Right.
My emotional labor, I want 5 cents. What do you call it? A dime? No. A
Nickel.
Nickel.
nickel. I'll have a nickel. For my nickel shawl.
I'll chip in. I'll chip in.
Dime is 10
I will.
cents.
I'll
5
crunch
cents.
my grocery budget. and
Tell
I'll
you
chip in.
what, Joe. You post that as a pattern on Ravelry, and I will buy several copies.
Oh yeah, I'll give them all to my friends. And my
Exactly.
friends are,
Inspired.
you know,
Inspired by
Friends with your
Murder
friends.
Nips.
inspired
who
by.
she-
Yes.
Rip her
We'll give it
pattern
to all
off
her
from.
friends for Christmas.
She'll be rich.
Yeah.
I'll be able to buy, eventually I'll be able to buy a whole new skein and knit what I'm supposed to be knitting.
You
When the
sell enough
revised
of them.
comes out. Tabitha, I suggest highly you go back and review your pattern, girlfriend.
Oh boy.
Or maybe I could
Them's
put
the
a big
fighting
knot
words.
in the middle of it for her to hang me from. Look, I'll
Oh, is
just.
there knitting wars tomorrow? Ooh.
You could
Ooh,
put a big knot in the
possibly.
middle and then finish it off like normal, and that'll just be, an adjustment. Or you could wear it on your head like the very sad fascinator. I don't know.
A fascinator, yes.
Like the knob head I am. I can have a knob on the front of it.
No, you got to put
That's
the red
very
part.
European. Don't you think?
Joe-
Very European, stylish.
Therese, I'm starting to question her style credentials.
I need to
know.
get back
We're going to have to
drinking, I think.
rethink her title here because
Is it Christmas yet? I need
the
another
critic
drink.
of style needs to have some style.
Did you finish off your advent of alcohol, Joe?
I did have some help off a few children, but yes, I finished my ad. Oh, have I got one left? No. No, I think everyone helped me finish them off.
Oh.
It was a good advent. It's definitely one to be repeated for this Christmas. I can't wait. That was good. And actually, all the children will be driving by then, so I can sit in the park and drink more than 2, and they can come pick me up and take me home, carry me home.
Sit in the park.
And we'll be streaming those days to make it
Yes,
fun.
we will.
Oh my
Having our
goodness.
own
Is it
Christmas
legal
mobile.
to do that there? Can you drink in public?
Well, if I found a if I found a barbecue plate somewhere, I pretend I'm having a few sausages on the barbie, a few snags on the barbie, and have a drink. That's what you do. That's what the blokes
Are you allowed
do.
to drink in public?
Well, I know the policemen. They're not going to do anything to me. They'll wave as they
So-
drive past.
So the answer is no. You're not
No.
allowed to drink.
She'll
No.
be having her own
Well, because some places
office
here,
Christmas party in her
some
mobile
places
office.
here, you're allowed to drink in public, and some places
Yeah.
you are
Places
not.
you're not. Yeah, you're not
Right.
allowed to have open carry drinks on the strip anymore, I think. Unless they're in
Yeah.
I don't know if you still
Like-
can at all, but if you I don't know if they banned it totally, but the last time it was banned to only plastic, not glass.
No,
or-
no.
okay. Like
No,
I know
no,
Jackson,
if I put in
Mississippi,
my
you
coffee
can drink
cup.
on the street. Yeah.
Well, in Louisiana, you can go through the drive-through Daxton
Yes.
place and
Yes,
just
you
have
can.
one
Well,
on
West
your way
Virginia.
home
West Virginia has drive-through liquor.
I will go and
Yeah.
get,
which cracks me
especially
up because
for
West
early.
Virginia's in the Baptist Bible Belt.
Actually, Maryland, the Eastern Shore of Maryland has a couple drive-through liquor stores.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll
You're not
just get
allowed to drink while you're.
Well,
Well,
that's Louisiana.
no, listen. I think in Louisiana and Mississippi, either one or both, you can drive while you're drinking, but you can't drive drunk.
What?
So you
That's
can only have like
crazy.
however many until you get drunk, and then you're done. So
Then you pull over,
I-
and then you can
But
get
then-
into trouble for sleeping in your car drunk on the side of the road. Like,
Remember when-
well,
Remember when Amy took us on the drive along when she got the
Yes.
daiquiris?
yes, you went
Drive-through
through the drive-through.
daiquiris.
Mhm.
never seen it before in my life. I think it's an incredible invention. I think it's great.
Aruba
Drive-through.
has you can drink on the street, and they have. It's funny because you go and you buy like beer, and instead of like the 12-ounce cans or the 60-ounce cans, they're like 8 ounces or 10 ounces, and they're small. And we're like, and you can walk down the street drinking a Heineken, drinking whatever, and we're like, why are the cans so small? Because it's so hot there that they don't want it to get warm.
Yeah.
So
you got to drink it.
You have to
while
drink it
still
while it's cold. So they make it smaller cans, so then you drink it while it's cold. But
And
it's
then you have
kind
to
of
buy
cool,
more.
just walking down the street, drinking a bit,
Yeah.
it's kind of fun.
So
Okay.
I don't want to
You
even.
can always put in a coffee cup with a plastic lid.
Oh well, yeah, but it's still kind of fun to,
Yeah,
you
Crack
do that
a cold
anyway.
one.
Yeah.
I watched a dash cam video the other day. They stopped this woman in some beach town somewhere, and because she was walking down the middle of the street with beer in her hand, and they're not allowed to drink. And they told her, and they said, "Well, you're not allowed to drink in public, only in a a res." She goes, "Well, when did that start?" And the cop goes, "I think 23 years
What?
ago." Like it's not new. It's been a law since before.
Forever.
And this is like some 20-year-old kid. She's like, "Since before you were born." Okay.
When did this start?
Or she was
That's
riding a
good.
bike while that's what it was. She was riding a bike while drinking a beer.
Bicycle? Yeah, that's what I know.
Which who hasn't? Come on.
So, did you see our equestrian rider and his mankini? I bet that went viral.
Oh, I saw that. Did they
Steve Rhodes?
get rid of his
Yeah.
suspension, or are they going to let him compete, or is it
Yeah,
he
no,
still
they-
suspended?
No, the suspension was soon knocked back. It's gone. It was soon rescinded. So, yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. Him and a mankini on a horse. That's got to hurt, surely.
Dude's got confidence to wear that mankini. Huh?
Yeah, but I was like,
I'm gonna have
You
to
don't
search because I have no
answer
idea
that.
what you're talking about.
Here, I'll see if I can find a picture.
oh, there
it
was
was,
a
um,
fancy dress competition at a horse event recently, at an equestrian event recently.
Okay.
And they do it all the time, apparently. And they showed many photos of him dressed up as all different characters over the years. But this year he topped it off in his mankini.
Oh. Oh no. No, thank
Yes,
you.
and he got one person put a formal complaint, a spectator.
Oh, come
And
on.
of course they had to suspend him while they were investigating it. He did apologise. There he is in his orange mankini.
No, thank you.
At least
I
he
thought it
had,
was-
a saddle on. It would have been a little uncomfortable. He was going bareback.
Right. And while I say no thank
gotta
you,
be
no thank you,
uncomfortable
I
anyway.
still would not formally complain about it.
No.
Just get
I was
over it.
videoing
It's
it,
not like-
was laughing. One person was offended.
That's all it takes.
That's all it takes
Yeah.
anymore. Did you see
Anyway,
Hunter
he's
Biden
an Olympian.
said that
He's an
No.
Olympic.
his-
Oh
rider.
yeah.
with his sobriety, that if he doesn't keep his sobriety, it'll be the end of democracy?
The world will blow up and everybody
Yeah.
will die. Yeah. Mhm.
So
Funny. I thought that
all
was
it
very
takes is
cute.
one loony bin.
Well, talk about narcissism. Oof.
Yeah. No, I saw the story about the mankini, and I just
Ugh.
thought it was funny because it's like he wasn't hurting anybody.
No.
No.
Someone was
It's not
offended,
like-
and that's okay. It's their right to be offended if they want to be.
Yeah, but
well,
that's
people
not
have been
their
offended
right to-
forever.
yeah.
People
They put an official
Have-
complaint.
yeah. Exactly how people dress in the pride parades. Not only that, how all the women dress in all these
Yes.
award ceremonies, and all these women with no clothes and see through,
Yeah.
and it's it's
That's true.
used to be
Yeah.
people would complain and they would just ignore them and move on, and now everybody
Well, now we have
has
to.
is-
Yeah.
has a right not
Pat-
to be offended. So
Pat everybody on the head. Okay. Whatever.
I think our town's going to have its first Pride Parade this
Oh,
summer.
no.
wow.
Oh no.
Wow. That'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'll take my stickers with me.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
I don't get
Mine-
it.
You don't get it?
I don't understand the whole pride thing.
Oh, okay. Out and loud, proud and out. What is it? Out loud and proud?
I don't know. But I don't understand being proud about
it
something
is what
that
it is.
right, about something that you have no control over. If you have no control over it, then I don't understand being proud about it.
Should we have a middle-aged mums parade? Middle-aged mums parade. Hi, I've made it this far and I haven't killed anyone. We can have a party, glass
There you
of
go.
wine. Actually,
Yes.
Wear all
made
your
it this far,
clothes.
haven't killed a kid yet.
Yeah.
Don't get your
middle-aged
bits and
mums.
bobs out.
I think
No,
if
no
people
bibs
want
and
to
bobs,
celebrate, then celebrate where children aren't around.
But hang
when
on,
I don't have to see it.
Didn't people try to ban Mother's Day and Father's Day and all that kind of
Yes.
shit too?
Yes.
Yeah,
I
for
can't
people who didn't have
mums, I
mothers or
can't have a
farmers.
mums
Right.
parade. A mum's
Or
parade
people who
against
people,
people who
who
don't
didn't
believe
have
mums.
kids, it wasn't fair to them. I'm like,
Yeah, well, not everything's fair. I mean, when I went to school in New Jersey, we had a large Jewish and Italian population. Well,
Yep.
the Jewish
Yeah.
kids got off all the Jewish holidays that we had to go
Yep.
to school, and that wasn't fair. But that was just the way it was. So,
Do you know what?
sometimes you get off, sometimes you don't. It's
Mm.
sometimes you get to participate. Sometimes you get to participate in something, sometimes you don't, and it's not the end of the world, and nobody owes you anything because somebody gets to do something you don't get to do. And isn't that what we teach our kids? That you're not going to get invited to every birthday party, but it's okay.
Oh no, that's right.
You know?
Especially having the twins. One got invited, and I'll be like, please don't invite the other just because you feel obligated to. We don't
Right.
care. I don't care. And I think it's good for them to go off with their own friend groups. Yeah.
Yep.
That very expensive private school I used to send my kids to, girls. I found out last week that I pulled them out of 2 years ago after 7 years there. I found out last week that if you're an Indigenous student at that school, you now get free pizza every Thursday lunchtime.
Is that I'm sorry, is that a traditional Indigenous food group, pizza? Shouldn't they be eating traditional Indigenous food, you would think?
Eating witchetty grubs. Should be eating witchetty grubs. I just thought how to put a big divide between students.
That's what they do.
It's not for a special event. It's not a parade. It's not a celebration like, National Indigenous Days. Whatever. Yeah. It is every Thursday. It's like Breakfast Club, except if you're going to do that, it's for everybody. If there are children who are missing meals, Breakfast Club, which is a fantastic initiative, which I absolutely love and have helped out with before, getting donations from large supermarkets and cooking toast and cereal and milk and stuff for kids to have a decent, healthy breakfast. I get on board with that, but it's for everybody. Everybody's whose child is not so embarrassed to go to school 20 minutes earlier, sit down and actually eat breakfast in a group in a big room. This is every single week without fail on this one particular day every week. They are all invited to go together to have pizza. They're not Italian.
They do that crap here. It's just.
And the other students, of course, there are other students who think that that's just a bit unfair and a bit ridiculous.
Well, yeah, because there's other students who are probably hungry and can't afford,
who are from the lower socioeconomic families who are probably struggling, probably don't even have a sandwich.
And there might be actual Italian kids who would like some pizza.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. I really am. I really am glad that my children are still not going to that school. I just think that that's really not inclusive and that is really discriminatory. And I think that just builds bridges between different groups of students. These are young kids. Why is it being shoved down their throats?
Well, it's teaching them we have to find all the little things that are different about us so that we can get things out of it. It's not teaching them to be considerate and kind to people who might not have as much or, helping out people saying, hey, I have this advantage over you. Let me see what other advantages I can have that this person has. And,
victim. It's victim. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find that, does that happen over there? Has that ever happened in any of your schools?
Yes. Yes.
That you get free lunch?
Well, we had free lunch based on
normal canteen lunch. It's not like they're getting a free, sandwich from the cafeteria. This is specially brought in and paid for by the school.
No, we didn't have it. We didn't have specially brought in. Like we had the lunch program that you could apply for based on your income.
Yeah, but now I think there's more of that kind of thing going on. And I know it's going on at the college level for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm so glad my kids are graduating.
Yeah.
And luckily, both my kids were grounded enough not to get caught up in the crazy at school. But there's a lot of special stuff that goes on at college now.
Yeah.
Special graduations. Like, I'm sorry. Wouldn't you want to graduate with everybody in the school that it's like you go 4 years or 8 years or whatever, you get this degree, and don't you want to be on the stage in front of everybody, not just a few people who look like you?
Right.
Yeah.
What don't you want to say to every one of those other kids you graduated with, hey, I'm with you and I'm one of you, and I don't know.
I did these, and I want to celebrate.
These were the same people that were against segregation in the 50s and 60s.
Now they want segregation.
And now they're bringing it back.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
On the other hand, I've seen some really awful discrimination. I'm sure, Liz, because you watch reels and things, did you see that one with the young girl? Yeah. The young girl waiting in line for her medal, and the woman handing out the medals walked straight by her. A lovely, beautiful little girl with dark skin, a young Indigenous child from wherever. I think it might be American. And these young girls are all lined up in their costume, and they've just done whatever sporting event, might be gymnastics, kind of looked like it was skirts and leotards and things. whatever sport it was. This woman is filmed congratulating and giving medals and walks straight past this child who's looking up at her waiting. And
That's terrible.
I just thought, that's disgusting. And any parent there, I would think, would pull that woman up and say, excuse me, you missed somebody. So it's a filmed little short reel, and I've seen it a million times on the old Insta. And I just think things like that are still happening. When things like that are still happening, that's so backwards.
Yeah, and then you get the fake ones that make it worse for the ones. Yeah, it makes it harder for the ones to call out the ones that are actually happening when you get the fake ones like Justin Smollett and other people. There was one recently, some woman had claimed something, and it turned out she was the instigator, and it had never happened. And it's like those people make it harder to call out real racism.
Yeah.
Sorry, Liz, you just put someone's comment up and I missed it.
Oh. Diana said they've got a young man at work, is the same age as their oldest son. They were going to the same college. The kid couldn't believe how much they were paying for my son each semester. She said that he paid no more than $800 a semester. That's insane. What? Oh, yeah, there's different. Yeah, I did see that Harvard, different I think things? It's gone back to, different grades based on, different prices based on ethnicity? Who you are. Yeah. I think Harvard went back to using the SATs and the ACTs again because they had gotten rid of all the standardized
because they got tests. So much pushback. Yeah.
When they had that,
well, they'll make up for it other places. Don't worry.
When they had that school scandal where the rich parents were paying, get their kids into college.
Getting the kids
the day that broke was the day my daughter was taking her ACTs. In high school, and they had their break, and they came out of their break, and everybody's checking their phones, and they heard about that story, and they were pissed because these parents had paid extra, and these were smart kids, and we teased my daughter, if we'd known, you could have had rich people pay you to take their ACTs for them. But yeah, it's insane, and those parents had the means to pay for their kids.
Of course they did,
and not the heart, and it's the one. To me, the worst ones were the ones who paid to get their kids' grades changed afterwards and didn't tell their kids. It's like you have no faith in your child,
right?
And I think the kids who were over 18 who knew what was going on and participated in it should have been charged as well.
Sure,
I don't. If you were taking pictures of yourself using sport equipment in a sport you know darn well you don't compete in, you're complicit.
Wow.
Yeah, but rich kids get off. So. Did you see that thing the other day? This judge just got resigned because he had given a guy.
I saw it.
He'd sentenced a guy for raping a 16-year-old girl at a party, and then he'd gone back a few months later and canceled the sentence, saying, "Oh, he's done enough time. He's done 178 days or something. He's done enough time."
I saw that.
He reviewed the sentence.
He's been reviewed.
He changed, and so the judge got removed. Yeah, he's been removed because he changed the sentence to almost nothing.
Because he said hard. I mean, he's like done.
Yeah. He said the kid had done enough time for a rape. 178 days or something. It's like when these things happen. These
activist judges.
Well, no, I'm sure he got paid off by somebody. This was a rich white boy.
He did.
I'm sure
but,
he
they
But it's crazy, I'm glad my kids are graduating.
What's the crime podcast? It's called Serially, just Serially, or something like that. And they were doing the Watts murders. Is it
Shanann Watts and Chris Watts? Yeah.
And they showed the police footage of the interrogations in the police room of his mistress, of his girlfriend at the time.
They let her off. She was so part of it.
Her father sitting there feeding her what to say and what not to say, and listening.
He had a relationship with them. He had a relationship with the cops too, and they let her get off with nothing. And she darn well was part of it. She
those interrogations are being filmed. And they let the father, when she's an adult, I would never be allowed in anywhere because, my kids are 18, they're adults. I wouldn't even be allowed to sit in on a doctor's appointment unless they asked me to. And even then they would say, would you like mum to leave while we talk about this or that, And here's this guy in there directing the interviews and telling the cops, we're not going to discuss that, or you're going down the wrong path with this. And
Yeah, and
I
she
was just
lied
so
so many
gobsmacked.
times and changed her story so many times,
Mhm.
and nothing
Yeah.
happened to her because he confessed, so they didn't want to bother anymore. They just wanted to close the case and be done.
So it would be
And
closed instead of further investigating her.
and her claiming she didn't know his wife was pregnant, and she didn't know she had been
Oh,
stalking that woman's
technology,
Facebook
correct.
for years,
Mhm.
so she knew darn well that
So that's
she
the
was
first
pregnant.
time I've
And
watched that podcast. I thought that podcast was really well done because they showed you, all of the proof and evidence that she said one thing, and yet the data evidence, the technology proved that she'd been looking at them and stalking them before she even approached him and went to work where he worked. And
Mhm.
she obviously had seen him somewhere and decided she liked him
Mhm.
before
Well,
their whole relationship began.
did you see
But why
the
did not investigate her any further? Why is she off scot-free?
because they wanted to close
She's
the case. They
she's
wanted to close the
innocent.
case and say they were done, and they
Mhm.
didn't want to have to do a trial. He
It
confessed.
happens
They
so
wanted it
much.
done. They were
Yep.
patting themselves
Who
on
is
the
their
back that they
dad?
got him to confess, and
Who is
yeah.
their father? He should be investigated. Who the hell was he? Sitting in on police interrogations. That's crazy. That's criminal, and he should be investigated.
Well, not only that, it's not like she was 19 or 20 or even 21 years old wanting her dad. She was 30 something.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
she was too old to need a parent in there. Like the dash cam
Yeah.
videos I've watched, the first, these people immediately start calling, "Can I call my mom?"
Yeah.
No, you're an adult. We don't call parents. Like,
Yeah.
and some of these are like 30 and 40-year-old people. Can I call my
Yeah.
mom? No, you cannot call your mom. And if I was in that situation, I would have been, please don't call my mom and tell her I
Right.
got stuck
Please
with her
don't call
garbage.
my mom.
Right?
Do not tell my mom. She'll tell you
No.
to keep me
Nope,
locked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
nope, I'm going.
Wow.
Well, this girl got caught drugs,
Mm.
and she called her family to get bailed out, and her parents said no. They wanted her to spend the night in jail
Mhm.
to
Well,
learn, and she got her friends to bail her out. And it's like,
oh, wow.
really? Are you that dumb? You just got caught for the drug because she didn't have the drugs. She lied for someone else who had them. She gave them a false
Okay.
alibi. So
Okay.
she lied to the police, and their parents wanted her to learn the lesson instead of taking stock and saying, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should,
Yeah.
just take my overnight, because she was by herself. She wasn't in general population. It's not like she was.
Right.
And nope, she got her friends to bail her out, and it's like, you'll be back again, girl, because you're not that bright. Oh yeah, the cell phone records
Yes.
of Fanny and Nathan.
Yes.
11,000 text messages
Yeah.
and 2,000 phone calls, but they weren't dating or anything.
No, he just
He
happened to
was,
be in the area. Yeah.
yes, at 4 a.m, but they weren't dating.
Between that case and the one of the mayor up in Illinois, I am
Are they
loving it.
are they finally going after her?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, did
Because
you
now
hear?
they're getting her for forgery.
Well, did you
Oh,
hear the new
wow.
thing with Fanny? It turns out a couple of people from her office were interviewed by Breitbart, and they said that Nathan Wade was there when she first took office, and he was
Mhm.
doing the interviews of seeing who to keep, and he wasn't even
No.
working for them. So she
Oh,
brought
good
him in,
grief.
and he wasn't even part of the DA's office doing the interviews of suing who would keep their job.
Yeah.
Wow. She got
It's like
caught.
everyone keeps 15 grand in cash in their house all the time, to pay their boyfriend
He's
off.
just so I can't stand the arrogance and they
Well, she
talk about entitlement. Are you kidding me?
well she
Like, you
thought she
can't
couldn't
talk
get
to
called
me.
out
You
because
can't.
she
Yeah.
plays the I'm a black woman, you can't
Well,
accuse
that's
me
what
of
the chick
anything.
up in Illinois, that mayor up
I
in
know.
Illinois, she does the
She
same
was
thing.
closing businesses who wouldn't contribute to her campaign.
Uh-huh.
She would get them closed.
Yep.
Wow.
Well, now they got her on forgery. And the entire town council or whatever, however they do it there, and all the people in the town are going after her.
Good.
And it's not a racial thing because they're all black. Most of them are black.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
done with her. They're done. Now she's forging, the checks. She's using the, the secretary or whatever, the treasurer's stamp to cut
Mhm.
checks that she's not authorized to cut.
Mhm.
Well, I guess she just started a podcast to talk about all this stuff. I'm like, oh,
Please do,
bring it.
because you're just giving evidence.
Well, yeah, and Sean, actual justice warrior, he's been on this for a while, so
Well,
he's
what's
just gonna
funny
love
about
this,
the Fanny thing is when they questioned her, they already had the phone records,
right?
and they
Well, of course they
specifically
did.
questioned
Yeah.
them and said, "How many times did you talk, and how many?" And to intentionally catch them both in perjury, and they
Mhm.
were both stupid enough to, try to say, "Oh, it
Well,
wasn't that many times. I was at her house less than 10 times."
Yeah.
I
Right.
just love listening to
That's
you
the
say
first
Fanny.
rule.
It's
Like,
just a word we
Fanny.
never ever say here. It's
That's her
just such
name.
a rude word here, Fanny. Nobody says Fanny, not in public. Woo! I can see
Well, it's
your
supposed to be
Fanny.
funny, whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I just love hearing you say that.
Well, she was hilarious on the stand because she was so
She got
upset
so
and indignant.
indignant.
I know, and yelling back at the prosecutor, and it's like the attorney's just like, okay, well, I'm going to ask you, like the friend who refused to testify, even though he's the one who gave them the info,
Mm.
the former law partner, Nathan Wade's former law partner, who was
Mhm.
claiming immunity or claiming, he didn't want to testify because he had been
Yeah.
his lawyer, and the attorney's like, well, weren't you the one who sent me emails giving me this information?
Mhm.
No, really? And then she pulls up the text messages and emails. So you didn't send me these? Oh, well, yeah, I guess.
I like when she's like, I'm not the one on trial here. Actually, yeah, you are. So,
Funny.
Yeah, I mean, and the whole office is corrupt. The whole office is part of it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're going to have to,
of course they are.
nobody can be, the whole investigation will be done because
Yeah.
they can't. I mean, she hired Nathan Wade, paying him more money than the people who actually had experience in that kind of law. He was making $100 more an hour than the other two attorneys.
Yeah.
Who are actually experienced in it. So right there, that's grounds for fiscal,
Well, I'm hearing they're going to
questioning.
dismiss it with prejudice, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I can't see how they can just say, oh, no, it's okay what you did.
Well, I see that Trump appealed his other one. I didn't think
Well,
he could unless
good.
he paid the money. So I was surprised by that.
Well, maybe he put a bond up. Who knows? I don't know.
Listen, I'm
That
just
whole thing.
asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend. Liz, you would know how much generally, if you just do a little wash, I'm not talking about blocking, I mean just wash and lay it out. How many inches do you think superwash knitted by a relaxed knitter, how many inches do you think it might grow? Asking for a friend. Oh God, that
Probably not
hurts.
as much. Probably not as much as you need it to.
Yeah, you might need a little bit more.
But why would it need to grow? I thought this was your new pattern adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. I'm just, well, you know what? It's forced me to become a designer. I didn't want to be a designer. It's just
Min Caboodle
forced me
says
to have to take
says 3 or
action.
4. I've never had a 3 or 4 increase
3 to 4
unless I
inch
used
sleeves
alpaca.
on a jumper. That's what I'm thinking. On sleeves, yeah, I may have grown an inch, or
Yeah,
you
not
know,
unless I used
that's
alpaca or
depending on
something.
how much
Right.
weight. You get all that water out, you squeeze it in a towel, you lay it out. It doesn't grow that much. Okay, I think, well, you know, I was just working out, am I really going to do 2 I-cords? Yes, I am. Okay, I'm gonna embrace this. I'm gonna embrace
Design
this.
choice. Are you going to write the pattern
2
yourself or tell Neil
I-cords.
to write it the way Tabitha does?
I've only got a little bit left, so I figure that's an I-cord. That's why I'm stopping here. Yeah. What are we calling it? In the middle?
In the
In the middle of it? In the middle
Are
of
you
it?
gonna
In the middle
write
of
it
it.
yourself or have Neil or tell Neil to do it the way Tabitha does?
Neil, 4
Neil,
millimeter
write this pattern.
needles, 60. Yeah, 60
put me on the
stitches.
cover.
Go round and
Yeah.
round and round. Yeah, I like it. I'm quite happy with that. What do you think, Annie?
It's nice.
If I put an I-cord edge on that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the middle of it. That's what we'll call
In
it.
the middle
Joe
of
Bob.
it.
Yeah, very nice. Keeps it warm at the front, or if the wind's blowing the other way, I can just change directions. Okay, in the middle of it.
In the
Wow.
middle of it.
And if her arms are cold, she can take it off and just slide it up her arms.
If one arm is cold, if one arm's cold, she can, yeah.
There you go.
I'll use it as a muff.
Yes, a muff. Yes, both arms. You put them in there. Yeah.
Yeah, just say it's a muff, Joe, and don't make it a neck warmer.
It's a rude
I'm
word
not
here
going
now.
to have any of those muff jokes. I'm not having muff jokes and no.
I said my daughter should have a muff, and she's what?
I wonder if it
Well,
could be a
there is.
hat for pinheads. No. Okay, well that was fun. Leg warmers. Leg
Leg.
warmers.
There you go.
Leg
But you would need another skein for the other leg. That's only goes
warmer.
on one leg, Joe.
Why did I only buy one skein, one sock set?
Because you
Why?
were only making one cowl.
I don't know. I'm going to have to sit with this and see if it's still in this structure next week. I'm just going to sit with it.
Do you have
Okay.
like a cream? Do you have a cream color or something? You could add another section with like a cream color and then stitch it up, and you would twist it around your neck twice.
Yes, I'm a bit worried if I go to all the trouble to design this and it just comes off in the wind, or if I'm galloping on a horse in my mankini with my in the middle of it, and I don't want to lose it. I don't want to lose it. I could be at the Royal Easter
Like you
Show
do.
showing it off, feeling really spectacular, and then it falls down between my boobs and my
Trying to
coat. and I never
imagine
see it
why
again.
she would be wearing it with a mankini, but that's just me.
On a horse. But
On a horse.
No balls. Joe Bob with no balls. I'm a bit concerned now that I've done that. It was a nice practice run anyway. Thanks, Tabitha. Bitch. Thanks, Tabitha.
She killed Teresa.
Thanks. I really enjoyed that. And I could
I didn't
always
say it.
shorten it, and then I'd have something left over to remember you by. But I can always shorten it.
Oh,
What else
Hey.
can I do?
This question's for you, Joe.
It was the first thing I could think of. I would never have one. Don't worry, promise. You don't want to see my muffin top hanging out of one of those. I'm a bit concerned, do the old boring throw a button in it issue. Do a button band. No, buttonhole. No, I think it's very ordinary. Sorry, I give this pattern 2 out of 10. Don't need it. 2 out of 10 because guess what? You need a tube for a fucking stick. Look at it. What am I going to do with that? What's that going to be? All right, I tried my best. Can't say I never did it. I did it, and now I'm going to frog it.
I feel like I'm
Well-
going to cast on a murder knit shawl just to show
Appease
my
the Tabitha gods.
yes,
Tabitha.
he's the Tabitha god. Yeah,
I have
Okay,
one
that
on the
was
needles.
It's lovely.
it's like
So-
penance that I didn't even have to do. Yeah.
Welcome to the self-appointed style coordinator for Lunchtime.
Style critique. I am a style critic, and I'm criticising this one. I don't think it's operator error at all. I think Tabitha's got a lot to answer for. I think I should write her a very rude letter
Well,
to the editor.
to be fair, Joe, she designed it not to wrap around twice. You're the one who wants it to wrap around twice. So,
That's true.
Well-
That's true.
Watch your space for the new cowl design coming soon to you. I need a glass of wine. I'm going to frog this one. And you know what?
Frog it.
Tab's going to be sitting there going, oh, stop your whining and bitching.
And there'll be a few
No.
other words thrown in there. Yeah.
Oh, well, I can use my stitch marker as an earring and give up knitting. I think I'll give up
and
knitting.
here we
I
are,
think
because this is what goes on our show. We have opinions. You don't have to agree with them. Just putting that
That's
on.
lovely. That's lovely.
Very you, Joe.
Hey, we
And
could
now
do
I'm disappointed.
what do you call it? AMSR, except
Oh, boy.
the noises will be me whimpering as I frog it.
Joe, I'm disappointed because I don't get the photo shoot of the blue wig, your neck warmer, and your
Are you
Princess Di
frogging
bag. I was
that?
looking for that.
Live on air.
She's frogging.
Okay, what if you do this? Frog out the red, and then
Should have
pick
waited
another
till Shark
skein
Week.
and put a different skein in there where you have more yardage, and then you can make it bigger, make it the way you want, and then you'll be happy.
Yes.
I'm never going to be happy with this now.
Will she?
Never.
Will she though? Yeah,
Never.
no.
No, evidently
Never.
no. We're done. We're done
No.
here with this one, I guess.
We know better. We know better.
Don't feel bad if you have to frog your work. It's not always your fault.
Do we need to put a trigger warning for Tabitha in the chat
Trigger warning.
before she watches this? Tell her she might want
It's
to
okay.
kill
She's
Joe.
going to be like, oh my God, Joe's just whinging and bitching again. Again. That bitch, Joe Bob. It won't be that bitch, Carol Baskin. That bitch, Joe Bob.
I don't think you're on Carol Baskin level, Joe. Sorry.
No, not
You
quite.
haven't-
What?
Not yet.
I should just put all this shit in an envelope like bath yarn and mail it to her. How funny would that be? That'd get a rise out of even Tabitha's best sourdough.
I don't think Paisley would like you anymore then, Joe.
Oh.
Paisley's your friend.
Paisley loves
Yeah, you
me.
got to think about Paisley. Yeah.
She gave me a third eye in that picture she did of me. She knows things. She gave me a third eye in my self-portrait. Okay, my portraiture.
Okay,
This has
now
been
this is
fun.
taking a turn.
Any excuse just to hang out with you girls?
Oh wait,
Can't you
look
make it
at
this one?
Shawl going. Look at that
I
shawl
thought you were doing
going.
this one.
So
No.
She hasn't, she
Who's
hasn't
cast
done it
on?
yet. I did.
just
She hasn't.
critiqued that one.
I'm doing the
critiqued
small
that
size.
nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I critiqued it.
I'm going to do
You'll
the small
still-
size after this one. Maybe not straight
you-
after.
You won't need as much yarn, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
But Neil's doing
Yeah.
the small size too, so. But
Yeah, but if he
Joe-
does it, it'll fit some little old Chinese lady, some tiny little lady. Won't fit him, size small. He's tight
It's
gauge.
for his
He'll be like
cat.
China woman.
It's for
He's
one
not
of
done
his
the large
cats.
one yet.
He never will.
yeah, because his original wasn't the large one, was it?
No.
We don't know what numbers he used in his because his counting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're about done.
We were
Ann.
waiting for you, Anne.
I think Joe has gone after Tabitha enough tonight.
Yeah, Joe's in trouble.
Called out her designing. Now Joe needs to make a murder knit shawl and a Morticia shawl.
Mm-hmm.
Just to,
Penance.
Watch. Here I go, round and round. Lucky I love knitting. Lucky you're pretty, Tabitha. She's not real smart.
Do you wear cowls in Australia?
I love them. I love a nice cowl, a well-fitting, keep the cold bitter breeze out cowl. I love them. Shall I show
I've
you
never
my
made
cows
one.
next week? You've never made a cowl, a neck warmer or
Joe?
a cowl
Never.
or a mobi.
Never made a cowl.
What, a
Joe?
neck
Never
warmer?
knitted.
You have one.
you could
Nope.
stop
I
frogging
have a
when you get to
ton
the
of
point
those.
where it fits the way you want and just finish it off.
You know
Yeah.
what?
You want.
I
No, she's
am
done.
up to here with this knit fuckery. I'm up to here. All right?
Okay.
Up
Well,
to
thanks
here.
everybody. We've been on about 2.5 hours now, so we probably
Yes,
need
we
to go.
have.
I have to eat
Yeah,
dinner.
2
I'm
hours
hungry.
too
Me
long.
too.
Yeah, have to go
And-
to bed.
And Annie
Yeah,
needs to
yes,
sleep,
you do,
and-
Anne. Oh my gosh. It's very late
and
for Annie.
Joe needs
It's
to.
2:30. But I did have an hour on the sofa.
Well, and we're honored you joined us this late.
At
Oh,
least an
thank you
hour.
so much.
And you're always welcome to join us
Yes,
anytime.
We're leaving
I'll try.
too. We're going.
I might come back next week. We'll see.
That would be fun.
That would be
might-
Yeah,
fun.
it's already
yes.
on.
It depends on how you guys go on your thing in the morning, earlier. See how
Yeah.
that
Oh,
goes.
How long? Yeah, what time is it on next week for the best of the British?
2 hours before us, I think.
It's 10 o'clock here.
Yeah, he said it would be done before knit night. So
Yeah.
So when it gets close to our time, Annie, just be doing this one. like that. And come on over.
Yes, jump over.
I'll send you the
Okay.
link.
Okay,
So
do
you
We
can.
ya?
love having you.
Thank you.
So much fun.
How many Blocked Magazine Instagram accounts are there?
1, 2, back
No,
up.
there's
Go
2.
back
Two,
up.
I think.
Oh,
There's the back up. Yeah.
What's happened?
because I was
Something
looking for
happened?
the British. I was looking for the British post, but I don't see it.
Oh, the
Oh.
British are coming.
Oh yeah. I'll find it. Yeah, we'll find it. We'll post it. Yeah, for
So I
sure.
could see what time it was. Yeah,
Oh, look,
he's
I've
not
nearly
on there.
found it all. That's
Oh
fast.
well, thanks everybody for joining us.
Thanks,
We appreciate
everybody.
it.
Like, subscribe, tell your
Um,
friends, do all that stuff.
Yeah, and if you can think of somebody you want to come on, or if you want to come on,
Yes.
just send us a message and we'll send you a link and you can pop in.
Anybody.
I'll
As you
behave.
can see,
I'll behave. I promise. I promise.
no, she won't. No, she won't.
I will. I promise.
Don't
I'll
make
behave.
promises. Don't make promises you can't keep,
Come
Joe
Come
Bob.
on, Joe.
I can behave.
But will you though?
I will.
Yeah, you can, but will you?
I will.
She'll probably have her soda and a wine glass and her chocolate,
We need to
And her
find.
beans
No,
in a
no.
can.
her
We
beans
need
in
to
a
find
can.
Annie a cowl pattern so she has a lovely neck warmer for those cold, balmy, cold mornings.
I have
At the
several
beach.
cow patterns.
Yeah.
I have several
Yeah,
cow
Yeah, the
patterns.
temple. Yeah.
And some
I
of them
love
are in
knitting
blocks.
cowls. I
Some
have
of
a
them are in
ton
My
of
blocks.
thing
them.
with
magazine.
cowls is I use shawls and I wrap them round as many times,
Yeah.
and I've got little ones and big ones. But a cowl, like, it's going to let the breeze in, isn't it?
No,
Unless it's really
not if I
tight.
design it
No.
for you. I'm like,
Not a Joe.
"Huh?"
Joe,
Not
you won't
Joe
be able to
Bob's.
breathe. What do you pair? What wine do you pair with
You
beans,
pair with
Joe
We
Bob?
beans.
don't have a breeze, we have wind.
You
No
have
such
big
thing
wings,
as a
so
breeze.
We have wind. Yeah.
Yeah,
What
it
what
was
wine
very
do you
windy
pair?
today.
Joe
Joe
Bob,
Bob,
what
what
wine do
wine?
you pair with beans?
What
wine do you
wine
pair with your beans?
is-
Yes.
Yeah, that's what
Oh,
somebody in the chat wants to know.
Pepsi Max. Pepsi
That's
Max,
not
no
wine.
sugar.
That's not wine.
It's something.
Well, it's a tomato sauce, so you should go with a dry Italian. But I like a fruity
Like a
northerner.
Chianti. Yeah.
Yes, Chianti. But I like a Cello Lambrusco or something like that.
Well, Lambrusco. Yeah, it's a little lighter and yeah.
Yeah,
Throw an ice
Fruitier.
cube in it because I'm a savage. Okay, well that was look at that. Oh, back to the
Aw.
beginning.
Oh,
Okay.
Aw.
I'm not sad. I'm not sad at all.
No, you got it all out of your system, cursing
I'm
out
just
Tabitha
bitter and
and her
sour.
designing.
Sour and bitter. That's the name of her next design, I'm sure. Love you, girls.
Oh, bye everybody.
Bye,
Thanks for
guys.
coming
Thanks,
in.
everybody.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
See you.
Bye everybody.